Cole, it's our last chance, you and I, to talk to the Tolos before the big game on Sunday. Super Bowl 59 is imminent.
Let's go.
We've spent a lot of time talking about this game, breaking down Mahomes versus Hurts, coach versus coach, tight ends versus tight ends, defenses versus defenses. And Cole, I'm still not 100% certain who's going to win this game. I think the Chiefs are going to win it because I don't bet against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
I don't pick against them, Cole.
I told you earlier, I felt like I was the only one on planet Earth picking the Eagles.
Well, the Rich Eisen show, you had
I did have
some
one
people
guy
agreeing with you.
And by the way, for the record, Fan Upstate picks Lonzo, Chiefs, of course. Mm-hmm. Rob Brown, Chiefs this morning. I heard both of them pick the Chiefs. Diesel, you picked the Chiefs.
I picked the Chiefs as well.
So I am the only one. Am I missing anybody? The four?
No, we're the only ones that work here in the entire building. It feels like sometimes.
It does feel like that today, doesn't it? Especially on a Friday.
Yeah, Friday when the weather is 73 degrees.
It's so nice.
Bosses are all out doing something more fun.
It's so nice
being stuck here. So Cole, I want to talk now since again we've broken down this game in a lot of different ways. I want to talk about the Tolos. I want to talk about you. How are you going to be celebrating Super Bowl Sunday? What are your plans for Super Bowl Sunday? What is your day gonna look like? Are you going to someone's house? Are you staying home alone? Are you cooking for a big crowd? Are you going to a bar? How are you gonna do it? How are you gonna or are you gonna be working? Like poor Sam.
God,
like
you gotta
poor
go
Sam,
there.
Who's gonna be working, delivering pizzas?
Maybe.
I hope that whatever subscription service he's got has it and you can watch it on his phone while he's driving. Then again, that's terribly dangerous to be watching the Super Bowl while driving and delivering pizzas.
It is.
But hey, people do it all the time.
People do it all the time. I can't wait. And for the Tolos out there on the stream, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, I see Kane already in the YouTube stream, 18 others in the stream as well. And for the Tolos out there listening on the traditional radio, Diesel, I have a couple of good questions for the Tolos to have during their Super Bowl gathering. What are you doing? Are you watching it at home?
No, I'm going to a friend's house up in the Greer area. You take Highway 14, cross over Wade Hampton Boulevard. It's almost exactly like we're going to the Ingalls and Greer that we go to.
Yeah.
And instead of staying straight to go to that Ingalls and Greer, you take a right. You actually go dangerously close to Stone Man's house.
Oh, that's dangerous.
Rock.
Yeah,
I know.
That's real dangerous.
You just you roll down the windows, you wait for the smell, then you're like, oh, I'm close to Stone Man's house. But no, I'm going to a friend's house. He lives right down there. We do the Super Bowl at his house every year. He's got like a party basement with a bar.
That's good.
He's got a bar built into his basement.
That's great.
Here's what's cool about his basement. He lives he's got a house with an unfinished basement. I mean, it's finished in it's concrete floor.
Yeah.
But there's no drywall up. But on one side of his garage, it's a 2-car garage, but there's a split down the middle. On one side, he's got the bar and a TV. On the other side of the garage, he's got another flat screen TV where there's just chairs set out.
I like it.
So you got 2 TVs playing the game at the same time. And of course, you roll the garage doors up. He's got a fire pit out back. We're going to have a ball, dude.
Our Tolos on the stream are already getting in with their answers. Texters, you're a little bit behind. 844-FAN phone. That's 844-326-3663. Ben on the YouTube stream, Diesel says, I don't know if this is Nashville is what he says.
Cool.
Heading to his best friend Adam's house to watch the game. Ben is picking the Eagles, and his friend lives in Nashville.
Ben, are you from here? Are you from the upstate, or did you find us on the YouTube stream and you're somewhere? How cool is that, man? We're going regional.
So Ben's going to Nashville, which is seems like a great place to watch the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
right?
you think?
I don't know if I'd be I mean, I would want to be out amongst the people if I were in Nashville.
Well, if you're out amongst the people, you're not going to be watching the game.
But you better have amongst the people with the TVs. Kane says watching the game with the Mizras at home. Kane, who do you think's going to win? Ben says he's from Maryland, moved here 2 years ago. He works in Clemson. Ben, in Clemson, we so much appreciate you listening and watching the show on YouTube. That's awesome.
Welcome to the upstate, Ben. Glad you're here. So Cole, I got some numbers for you as Tolos are getting
make sure
in.
They're not big numbers.
Are getting in their plans. Yeah, we can't be doing multiplication today.
Those dimes and stuff. Really
yeah,
threw
those
me
dimes.
off,
Yeah, it messed us up. Now we'd be in trouble if we had to do nickels. We'd be in real bad shape.
Where's who was it yesterday?
It was Harold.
Harold, yeah.
Harold, the 82-year-old Harold, schooling us on how to do math live on the radio. But Tolos, again, let us know how you're going to be celebrating the Super Bowl. What are your plans? I know who was the Tolo who said they were cooking for 40 people?
Simpsonville.
Michael's in Simpsonville is going to be getting up early that day, I'm sure.
Yeah, I bet
getting started. I don't even want to know what time his day is.
When I walked outside earlier at our studios, I could hear Michael's wife fussing at him already in the parking lot.
I told you not to invite those SOBs, Cole and Diesel over here.
Did you pick up those tablecloths? Those did you pick up the cups? Sorry, Michael.
Well, Michael, I hope you did your shopping at Ingles Markets.
Yes.
You can get everything where you need all the plates, the plastic silverware, which is an oxymoron to call it plastic silverware, but the table covers, of course, all your food they got there. But here's some numbers here, Cole, for you. Last year, 42% of American households tuned in to watch the Super Bowl. That's huge. We can't even get 42% of people to vote in the presidential election.
It's a lot of people. Did you say 40? How much?
42%.
42%. That doesn't surprise me, though. It is the Super Bowl. It is the Mecca. It's the game that everybody, again, sports fans. You know what's crazy about that stat? I've wondered this throughout the course of the week and years. People, like I heard freaking George Kittle the other day. I think he was on with Rich Eisen, which, by the way, airs on this station from 12 to 3. People who say, I'm not going to watch. I'm not watching the game. What are you going to do? It's a Sunday in February at 6 o'clock. What, Diesel, what else in the world is there to do on a Sunday in February? It is no, you're going to watch. People who don't watch, I don't know. I honestly, you need to go get help. I mean, what else is there to do if you're not watching the Super Bowl? 42%. That's a fascinating number.
Yeah, I take that back what I said about we can't get 42%. Apparently in 2020, 60% of Americans voted, which is huge. That's way more than usual.
It's a lot.
No, it used to be like only about 40%, 30% came out, and people are like, whatever. I don't really care. But 40% of Americans are going to watch the Super Bowl. Research from a company called modernrestaurantmanagement.com says that 93% of people don't watch in public. 93% of people stay in a private setting is what you would call it, whether it's their house, a friend's house, or are watching alone.
I could
by
see
themselves.
that. I didn't think it would be that high though. 92%.
92%.
That's a high number.
Yeah.
So that's 92 of the 40 or whatever are watching it at someone's house. But Super Bowl parties, like I'll tell you this, Diesel, I've never watched a Super Bowl in public. Have you? Like at a bar, a sports bar?
No, I can't say as I have.
That's what I'm thinking. So for whatever reason, I'm sure the sports bars in the upstate are going to be crowded Sunday because there are people, who are single and whatever and want to go watch at the bar. Hey, that's great. I've never been out to like a sports bar or a restaurant to watch the Super Bowl. I also, to go along with your topic of what the Tolos are doing on Sunday night, I have two questions for the Tolos when it comes to your gathering. The first is, what annoys you the most that's said on Sunday night by the folks who don't normally watch football? So, like, if you're at your friend's house and there's, let's say, 15, 20 people there, some lady's going to walk in with her boyfriend or husband, and she's going to start asking, who's that guy? What's the quarterback? What's his name? What's the quarterback of the Chiefs' name?
Why is Taylor Swift there?
Yeah, what is Taylor Swift? Is she married to just dumb questions. I'm not good with my patience when it comes to dumb questions, Diesel. I can't stand it.
Ben and Brian Pettit are going back and forth on the stream. Brian, welcome to Ben to the Tolo family. Ben says, hey, what's a Tolo? Well, I'm glad you asked, Ben, because a Tolo is what we call our P1 listeners. You are now officially a Tolo, whether you want to be or not. You're locked in.
Turn it on.
It means turn it on, leave it on. It means you understand the assignment that at 3:00 every day, you tune in and you listen to the show or you watch the show, you text in, you comment in, and you're a part of the show.
So
Hopefully
you're now
all the way
Tolo
to the end.
Yeah, you're Tolo Ben.
Right on.
That's you, Tolo Ben.
Yeah.
A couple of text Diesel. Corn Chip on the text line 844-FAN, FONE, said, I'll be working most likely during the first part of the game. Hope to get it on the radio, but I honestly could care less about the games. That's Corn Chip. Wow.
Corn Chip.
Cadillac says, just me.
Corn Chip's a college football guy.
Kind of Cadillac watching the game with him. He says his brother and his puppy, a couple of steaks, 12-year-old bourbon, and cigars. Nothing wrong with that, Cadillac. Nothing wrong with that.
Boy. Cadillac, what's your bourbon of choice? What's your cigar of choice? Hit us up.
12-year-old bourbon, he says.
That's not bad. Not bad. So there's 300, if you want some actual numbers, there's 335 million Americans. The 42% who actually tune in and watch, that means 141 some odd million Americans will watch the game. And by 0.07, so the 7% who go watch it at bars, that's just under 10 million people, Cole, who are going out to bars to watch the Super Bowl.
That's a fascinating number as well. So I said a minute ago, I want to know from the Tolos what question always annoys them the most, like during the gathering. Also, Diesel, a good topic of conversation to take with you to your Super Bowl gathering to have with, the other guys watching. What will the headlines, what will the biggest stories be on Monday? Will it be about the refs? Will it be about, Mahomes? I had an epiphany earlier, Diesel, because I'm picking the Chiefs to win. I had
picking the Eagles to win.
Did I say Chiefs?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm picking the Eagles to win. I had a thought earlier. What if the Eagles win the game? Diesel, Patrick Mahomes in the fourth quarter has a chance to go win the game. He doesn't. The Eagles rise to the occasion, stop Patrick Mahomes. And you know what I fear? Even if the Eagles win the Super Bowl, what's talked about Monday by all the national shows? Oh, how devastating it was that Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs couldn't get it. What could have been? Wah.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of crying.
They will lament the fact that the Chiefs didn't three-peat more than they will gas up the Eagles for getting it done. Ben, look at you. Tolo understanding the assignment. He's in the comments section. He says the headline on Monday will be that Barkley runs for 200 yards in dominating fashion over the Chiefs.
200 yards in a Super Bowl. That's unbelievable. Most ever rushing yards in a Super Bowl, Diesel. That 200 right there, in my mind, just guessing, has to be up there. You want to know who holds it? Ben and Diesel and the rest of the Tolos?
Is it Emmitt Smith?
It is not. It is not. Timmy Smith has the most rushing yards in a Super Bowl in 1988.
That doesn't even sound like a grown man. That sounds like the little kid down the street that cuts your lawn for you. Hey, Timmy, come on. I'll give you $50 to cut my grass.
Played for the Washington Redskins at the time. 204 yards that night. Wow. So that's the most ever.
That would be a borderline record-breaking accomplishment.
That'd be fantastic.
So, Cole, don't forget, Tolos, we are going to be doing the Final Four and the finals of our Super Bowl GOAT food items coming up at 5 o'clock.
Let's go.
We're in the Final Four, Rotel cheese dip versus banana pudding, and wings versus nachos. You can look at it like this, that the Final Four, those food items, are the GOAT spread that our Tolos decided. I mean, think about this. You got a Rotel cheese dip for your appetizer. You got wings for your main dish, nachos on the side, and banana pudding for dessert. Sounds like a great meal, but we got to take this thing all the way to the conclusion, Cole, and find out what is the best item.
Let's do it. 5 o'clock. I can't wait. Wesley Roberts just joined the stream on Facebook. 42 now on the stream. Wesley, where are you watching the game? Are you still in Puerto Rico? I know you work out there, but I didn't know if you were watching the Super Bowl in Puerto Rico, and if so, what time would the Super Bowl be on? You know what's crazy? Think about this. Diesel, the Super Bowl comes on at 6:30, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you were in, let's say, Honolulu, Hawaii, it is right now it's 10:14 in Honolulu, Hawaii. AM. That's right, in the morning. So they are what? Is that 5 hours?
It's 5 hours.
So the Super Bowl for them will be at
1:30.
1:30 in the afternoon.
Ooh.
Wesley, are you still in Puerto Rico? I don't know if Puerto
honestly
Rico's
that sounds pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
1:30.
1:30. Yeah, get it done with. You got all afternoon to or all evening to like come down off of your food high. You're not gonna go into work the next day all tired and feeling like crap.
The only bad thing about living in Hawaii is if you did watch college football, game day here comes on at 9. Yeah. That'd be what? 8, 7, 6, 5. You'd have to get up at 4 a.m. on a Saturday to watch college
I'd
game.
Say tape it. TiVo it if you can.
That's right. We got Dewey on the phones, Diesel. We'll get to Dewey. You want to get to Dewey and then hear the billboard? We got to get to the billboard.
Let's hear from Dewey first.
Right. Dewey, you are on the air. What's up?
Yes. I think first of all, I think the headline of the day Monday is either going to be Taylor Swift dumps Travis Kelce because he failed to win the Super Bowl, or Travis Kelce proposes to Taylor Swift and she says no.
You know what? If Taylor Swift's involved in that capacity, Dewey, you'll be right. It will be in the headline. It will be the headline. By the way, Dewey, you never sent me the address to your house of where our Super Bowl party is going to be Sunday.
It's going to be at the bar.
Oh, my bad.
Thanks, Dewey. No, here's the twist of all twists, Cole. Taylor Swift dumps Travis Kelce because he couldn't win the Super Bowl, and she starts going out with Dallas Goedert.
Oh gosh,
yeah, she goes out with a Super Bowl winning tight end on the other side. Doesn't matter that Dallas Goedert has a girlfriend; it's neither here nor there. Taylor Swift, way bigger celebrity than
if
his
that
girlfriend.
were the case, we would really have to question what it was about Taylor Swift and tight ends. You realize that?
I mean, I like tight ends too, just a different kind.
You would have to let's get to this billboard thing. This was probably the funniest thing.
Smooth transition.
Smooth here. That's what Diesel, maybe the funniest thing I've seen all year.
Yeah,
there's a short year. It's only January or December. What? God almighty. What
February
month is
It's February.
I'm so 7th. Lost. It's only January. Then I started going backwards to December. It's only February the 7th, but in 2025, this may be the best thing yet.
So Chiefs fans are trolling. No, excuse me. Eagles fans are trolling Chiefs fans in Kansas City.
This is great.
By buying and disguising a billboard with a 24-hour pep rally for the Kansas City Chiefs. It says, call this number if you need a pep rally. They call it a pep rally in your pocket. The billboard is Chiefs red with some Chiefs gold and white script on it with a phone number, 816-323-GO-KC. On the billboard says, call this number if you need a pep rally in your pocket. We called the number, and here's what you get.
Is that not the greatest thing in the world?
I love Philadelphians.
Oh my gosh! Only in the NFL, Diesel do fans spend what $2,000-$3,000 for a billboard at least? How much a billboard cost? And go and put that up. That's fantastic. Well done. I hate Philadelphia. I say Philadelphia, being a Cowboys fan, but well done by them, man. That might be the best I've ever heard.
Epic troll. Good job. Good job, Eagles fans.
Let's see. Texter from the 419 says, if the Chiefs win, it'll be a three-peat. If the Chiefs lose, it'll be will never be a three-peat. Oh, I'm with you. Will there ever be a three-peat if the Chiefs lose? Yeah, could be. That could be the topic of conversation on Monday.
I just wonder, Cole, if the Chiefs lose, does this burst the bubble, right? Like the bubble, the balloon just has gotten more and more air in it as the Chiefs have continued to win and continue to win titles. If the Eagles are able to stick a pin in it and burst this thing, do we see that as like the end of the Mahomes era? You know, they could have good seasons again, but that whole aura of invincibility around them, maybe after a loss, even if it's a bad loss.
I don't think so.
Would Andy Reid say, you know what, enough's enough, I'm done, I'm not coming back for another year? I know Travis Kelce said that he's not going to retire.
And Reid said he was coming back.
Well, we'll see.
I don't think it would burst the bubble. I don't think it would. I think
contenders again next year.
I think they're contenders until Patrick Mahomes retires or goes somewhere else, right? I think he's that good, man, and I really do. I think they're going to be around for a long time regardless of what happens on Sunday. Now, let's get into a topic of conversation that you Tolos may agree with me on, you may not. If the Chiefs win on Sunday, I say it's time we start putting Mahomes in the Tom Brady GOAT conversation because 3 in a row, it's never been done. What do you say? 844-FAN phone. We'll get into that next. Brian Pettit on the YouTube stream, which we're live on every day, 3 to 7, also on X and Facebook. You can watch the show right there. Brian Pettit asked, Cole, who could eat more wings, you or Diesel?
Probably Cole.
I don't know. You said a fat joke?
No, hey. It's a you're in your 20s joke.
Oh, yes.
I couldn't do it.
Well, I responded, and I said, are they hot? Because hot wings, that's a big difference. If we're just eating regular wings.
See, I will eat a hot wing or two, like a really hot wing or two every now and again, just for the fun of the challenge of it.
Fun. It's so good.
But I don't want to eat like 10 super hot wings because then it's going to tear my stomach apart. Like, I want to enjoy my food. I don't want to suffer through my food for someone else's enjoyment. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I would not order, like when I go out into a wing place, I don't order hot wings, but I do enjoy them. Like I do like them. I just like other flavors better. You only get 2 flavors.
We have all of the sauces. I don't know whatever season it was at the time when we ordered them. All of the sauces from the show Hot Ones on YouTube. If you've ever seen that show, Tolos, it's where they interview celebrities and each wing gets progressively hotter to the point where it's like the surface of the sun by the time you get to the last one. I'll tell you right now, Cole, the last sauce isn't nearly as bad as sauce number 8, the bomb. Like that's so much worse. It's just battery acid on your tongue. It's
I like
bad.
hot, man. I really do. I love hot sauce. I wouldn't say it's enjoyable. Kane says I legitimately could eat more wings than the both of you. Not a joke. You might could. All right, let's get into the conversation, and I want to hear from you, Tolos, on this at 844-FAN-PHONE. That's 844-326-3663. If the Chiefs win on Sunday, Diesel, is Patrick Mahomes now in the same conversation as Tom Brady? Is Patrick Mahomes now ahead of Tom Brady? We all know, for the most part, I believe 99% of people out there would agree that Tom Brady's the GOAT, right? The greatest of all time, 7 rings. We know Montana and Bradshaw, and there were other guys who were good quarterbacks. But really, it comes down to Tom Brady and how quickly Patrick Mahomes has done what he's done. Diesel, Mahomes has already won more playoff games than Montana and Bradshaw's. So right now, it's down to the 2, right? It's down to Mahomes. It's down to Brady. Mahomes is in position, man. This sounds nuts, and I know a lot of people out there may push back on this. Mahomes is in the best position to pass Tom Brady. Before we came on air, you and I were talking about this in our office, and Tom Brady, he played in 10 Super Bowls, Diesel. Patrick Mahomes has already played. This is his 5th. I'm not saying he's going to win 7 rings, but the guy at his age, with I think 10 more years left of playing quarterback, he's already in 5 Super Bowls. That's nuts. So do you think Mahomes, Diesel, and Tolos, do you think Mahomes will ever be able to surpass Brady if he were to win on Sunday?
Why do people insist on naming a GOAT and then immediately knocking them off the pedestal as GOAT and naming someone else who hasn't even come close to doing what they've done? That's the pure and simple definition of recency bias.
Yeah.
You saw greatness with Tom Brady. Patrick Mahomes is great also in the same time period. But guess what? Tom Brady beat Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. We have head-to-head knowledge. This is not Jordan versus LeBron where we're debating different eras. They played in the same era. And Tom Brady, number one, has more playoff wins. He has more Super Bowl wins. He has more Super Bowl appearances. And he won the head-to-head. Patrick Mahomes will never be the GOAT.
You don't think
compared to Tom Brady. Never.
Really?
Never. And I also tell you why, specifically because of the way Patrick Mahomes plays. He gets out of the pocket. He runs. He has to be mobile to do what he wants to do. He is phenomenal at it right now. But that is a diminishing skill set, Cole, that as you get into that 34, 35, 36-year-old range, you're going to lose a step or two. Maybe he can, use his savvy and get around it just a little bit because, all players who are in the league for a long time, they have to learn how to play smarter further and further into their careers.
Yeah.
But he's going to have to fundamentally change the way he plays. Brady didn't have to do that because he stood in the pocket, didn't run all that often.
So I will tell you this. I agree with you on Brady being the GOAT right now. There's no question in my mind, Diesel, that Brady is the GOAT right now. However, I disagree with you on the stance that Mahomes can never be the GOAT. I do think, Diesel, that Patrick Mahomes has the athletic ability, the franchise, the home where he lives. I do think that he has what it takes to one day be looked at as the greatest of all time. And we know that Tom Brady, in the longevity of his career, set a standard that we've never seen before. And it's going, let me say this, it's going to take a lot for Patrick Mahomes to surpass Tom Brady. Do I think it can be done? Yes. Do I think it will be? He's got to win Sunday. He's got to win Sunday because we know the NFL stands for not for long, Diesel. It really does. It's a year-to-year league. Mahomes is going to get older. Andy Reid's going to retire one day. Travis Kelce's going to retire. I'm not saying he won't be good because, like I told you in the last segment, I think as long as he's the quarterback, he's got a chance to win the whole freaking thing. But I just think that when he's already done what he's done at 5 Super Bowls, he's lost 1. This is his 5th. Man, if this continues 5 years from now, 6 years from now, 7 years from now, and it's 2031, 2032, and we're having these same conversations about Mahomes, I think at that point it'll be a different conversation because let's remember, you brought up, LeBron and Jordan. It took a long time, Diesel, for LeBron to even get in the same conversation as Michael Jordan. It didn't happen in his, first 5 years. So
Sure.
Could it happen? I think it could. Tolos, what do you think at 844-FAN-PHONE, 844-326-3663? Mike Main says, when Kansas City wins Sunday, Mahomes will be the GOAT. Twisted Whisker says, Diesel just won the whole who's GOAT argument right there. So Twisted Whisker agrees with you on Tom Brady. Mike Main says Mahomes will be the GOAT if he wins Sunday. Texter asks, what will it take to replace Brady as the GOAT? Let's see here.
Hey, Mike, I know that we live in a fantasy land world where people just get to make up whatever facts they want and say, this is my reality. But in what objective reality is 4 greater than 7? What objective reality is 4 greater than 7? You know full well, Mike, that 7 is bigger than 4. You learned that when you were like 8 years old, man. Hopefully before that. You learned that when you were a kid.
Now, I will say
7 is greater than symbol 4.
So let me ask you this question. I agree with you on the math. However, here's my stance. I don't think when having the GOAT conversation, you can only base it on rings, because if that were the case, you could say there are several players who are better than Michael Jordan. And when in reality, we all know that's not true. We all know Michael Jordan's one of the best, if not the best, to ever play the game. So
well, to another point, Tom Brady has done it with 2 teams. Patrick Mahomes has only done it with one coach and one tight end.
If Mahomes retired tomorrow, I would agree with you, Diesel, that he's not the GOAT because Tom has more. However, if Mahomes continues this longevity like LeBron does, I would disagree because here's why. I think, my opinion, I do think LeBron is a better player than Michael Jordan. Now, Michael has more rings than LeBron, so I think there's more to it than just rings. Aaron Rodgers, in my mind, was one of the best quarterbacks in Green Bay that I have ever seen with my eyes. He only has 1 Super Bowl. I think he is a better quarterback physically than Tom Brady was. Tom Brady is still the GOAT, but I just don't measure everything by the number of rings, if that makes sense.
So I think there needs to be a new term, right? This term GOAT. It just popped up as this term, that buzzword a couple of years ago, and we wanted to start labeling GOATs all over the place. There's a GOAT, there's a GOAT, there's a GOAT, there's a GOAT.
Yeah.
How about this? We have a GOAT, and then we have a GOAT. We have a greatest of all time, and then a greatest of our time. Patrick Mahomes is setting up to be the GOAT, but he'll never be the GOAT.
See, I think Tom Brady's the GOAT, and then I would say greatest of right now. What does that spell? Gorn, Gorn. I think Patrick Mahomes is the Gorn, right? He's the greatest of right now. There's no question. I think you would agree. Nobody questions that Patrick Mahomes isn't the best quarterback on the planet right now. But in terms of GOAT, You know what I will say? I think it's unfair to label somebody the GOAT while they're in their career. Wait till their career's done, because then we'll have a finished career versus a finished career, right? LeBron's still in his career at 40 years old. The GOAT conversations have been going on for 10, 12 years now. It's fascinating when you look at the two, Diesel, Mahomes versus Tom Brady. Mahomes has the advantage when it comes to stats. Stats don't measure everything. Everything isn't measured by a stat. Everything's not measured by the amount of championships. Tom Brady has 7 rings, 02, 04, 05, 15, 17, 19, 21. He lost in 8, 12, and 18. You said it a minute ago, Patrick Mahomes has 3. He's played in 4. This will be his 5th. 2021, the one he lost was to the Buccaneers. So we know that if you're just going to base it off of rings, it's going to be hard to catch Tom Brady. But that's the question. That's where we really need to dive in. Is the GOAT conversation, Diesel, only centered around championship rings?
Cole, Lil Wayne said that you can turn a goon to a goblin. You can turn a goot to a goat, but you can't change a goat into not a goat. You know what I'm saying?
Not really.
A goat, it's really difficult to dethrone a goat. You can go from a goot, a greatest of our time, into a GOAT. It takes the entire length of the career, though. Like you were just saying, just like Lil Wayne said, you can turn a goon to a goblin.
Yeah, I just think that when it's all said and done, I want to be very clear. I don't think right now Patrick Mahomes is the GOAT. However, I do kind of agree with Mike Main in a sense, and there's a ton of texts we'll get to at 844 fan phone. If he wins Sunday, he'll be the first quarterback to ever three-peat. And that's got to mean something, right? If I'm playing the Patrick Mahomes side. I'm not saying that ultimately, Diesel, if he wins Sunday, he's ahead of Tom Brady. I'm not saying that.
Texter says Mahomes won't win like Brady did. For his first 15 years, you could still hit Brady. Mahomes can prance around and draw a flag when you look at him wrong. Very interesting. Let's see. Another texter here asks, where does Dan Marino rank? He doesn't have any rings. Well, texter Dan Marino would have a ring if he knew to hold the ball laces out. You and I both know that. 549
says Mahomes and Brady have the it factor. You just know if they get the ball with 2 minutes left, they're going to win the game. And that's true. The synopsis of this whole segment is these two are probably the best we'll ever see for a long time. They're the best we've seen. Hurricane Jeff on the text line says, I think that calling Patrick Mahomes the GOAT right now is just bad, says Hurricane Jeff. Nicely done.
I see what you did there.
If he wins this game, however, that could change a lot of things. He'd only need 2 more to catch up to Tom Brady, and he's still fairly young. So let's go there, because that's what Hurricane Jeff said, and I think he's right. If he wins Sunday, it'll be his, 4th? He'll only need 3 more to tie Tom Brady. There are a lot of people out there who view LeBron with 4 rings, or whatever it is, 3 or 4, who view LeBron with lesser rings than MJ as a better player. So in your mind, Diesel, what would have to happen, because a texter did ask this a minute ago, what would have to happen to replace Brady for Patrick Mahomes? Him to get 7?
I don't know that 7 is the target. I think you got to get to 6. You got to do it with a different coaching staff, or you got to do it on a different team. You know, there's something to leaving your comfort zone and playing in a different city, playing with a whole new set of players, playing on a whole different, style of team. There's something for that. I mean, I'm a movie guy. You know as well as I do that Mickey was setting up easy patsy fights for Rocky to go out there and defend his title. So all of a sudden, Rocky Balboa has 15 title defense victories, but they were bums. He was fighting nobodies. He was fighting guys that were over their hill. So Patrick Mahomes has got to show me something on a different team, and we'll get that opportunity, right? I mean, Jason Kelce, even though he said he's going to come back, or Travis Kelce, even though he said he's going to come back next year, that doesn't mean he's going to come back for the 2026 season. Maybe he says one more, I'm done. And he's got to Patrick Mahomes got to figure out how to do it with another team.
The last thing I'll say, because I know we got to run in a second. It's an interesting point you brought up about, for you, Diesel, being the GOAT requires you to prove that you can do it in another system, another team, another coach, right? Another staff.
Especially when you're chasing somebody who already did that.
I have one question.
It wouldn't be a prerequisite if Tom Brady hadn't already done that.
Can I clip what you said? Can I tie a rope to your waist and bring you along with me and go have the debate that I have with millions of people every single day, it seems like, when I argue LeBron versus Michael Jordan? Because Michael Jordan fans don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that. Michael Jordan had the same coach, same system, same team. Obviously he went to Washington, but he was, dried up by then. But if you're going to say that, which I do think there's some validity in that, Diesel, that, proving it somewhere else matters. I think that it's important to use that with all sports. I know this isn't the Tom Brady. I know this isn't a LeBron-Michael debate right now, but it's interesting that you did say that.
Well, Michael Jordan did it all with one team, but he also did it with a huge cast of characters around him. He did it with Scotty most of the time, most of those years, or all of those years, but he also had a rotating door of other stars around him. Dennis Rodman, Charles Oakley, Horace Grant, Steve Kerr, Tony Kukoc, Bill Cartwright. He had so many different players around him that came and went. Ron Harper, Jerry Stackhouse, that he was winning titles with a whole different, other three players in the rotation around him.
I will say the fascinating thing about GOATs, Diesel, as we run, what people don't understand about teams who win championships and the greatest players of all time, to be in the GOAT conversation, yeah, you've got to be good. Yeah, you've got to be skilled, Diesel. Yeah, you have to have good teammates and a good coach. But you know what else you have to have a lot of? You have to have a lot of luck. You have to have a lot of luck. Tom Brady, one of his Super Bowl rings happened because Pete Carroll decided not to hand the ball off. Michael Jordan has a championship because of Tony Kukoc's late three, because of Steve Kerr's late three. You have to have things go your way. Patrick Mahomes, as good as he is, you know what leads me to believe that he can be the GOAT one day? More than any other player in my memory, Diesel, he has things go his way. It just seems about every single game, things favor Patrick Mahomes.
When we come back, Cole, should this sponsor pay up, or, well, do they have a case? This wild story coming out of a UMass basketball game where a guy won a big-time prize and the promoter doesn't want to fork up the cash. That conversation is next. I would never prop up Luigi Mangione as some sort of American hero, Cole, but maybe after this, you might feel a little more apt to think that way. At a UMass women's basketball game Wednesday night, a senior named Noah Lee, completed the make a layup, free throw, three-pointer, and half-court shot in 30 seconds challenge for a chance to win $10,000.
Wow.
But the insurance company who covers the money, Odds On Promotions, is refusing to pay. They're not going to give him his money. And what is this garbage, Cole? What is this absolute garbage? So what happened is he made the free throw or made the layup on the first try, free throw on the first try, three-pointer on the first try, and then he made the half-court shot, swish, down the middle, perfect shot. The problem is, Cole, like 4 inches of his foot was across the half-court stripe. And that, by the rules of the challenge, I guess, means that he didn't hit the shot. He did not hit a half-court shot. They're not counting it.
That is tragic.
Yeah.
Tragic. I'm sure he feels like Kevin Durant did in the, I think it was game 7 when his toe was on the line. That I don't think in my life I've ever heard. So the sponsor pulled the money and they're not giving him a dime.
Not giving him a dime. Right. So Noah, in his email, Noah was interviewed by the UMass newspaper, the Daily Collegian, and said, quote, I got an email from UMass athletics representative saying that the promotions company got back to them and said my foot was on the line and they will not be paying it out, which is obviously a little disappointing. This is a college senior, right? $10,000 would be huge for a college senior. So to make up for not giving him the money, UMass offered him suite tickets for 4 to a men's basketball game of his choice, a chance to participate in another contest on the court during halftime of that game, a pair of courtside seats for a women's basketball game of his choice, a $100 gift card for the concession stand, and a swag bag of UMass gear, all valued. And this, I'm making this part up. This is not in the article. All value probably what, like $500,
maybe a little more.
Maybe $500 because he gets a Loge box for the men's game. It's garbage. This is absolute garbage. And the sad thing is, Cole, a lot of people, now that this is going viral on the internet, they're all bagging on UMass women's basketball, and like they didn't have anything to do with it. It's the promoter. It's this Odds On Promotions.
So the question is, should he have gotten it? Should he have got? Was it 5 or 10K?
10K.
It was 10K.
10K.
Look, his toe was on the line. And you have to. Eastern Conference semifinals, Diesel. Game-winning shot, potential game-winning shot, Kevin Durant, the Brooklyn Nets versus the Milwaukee Bucks. Just a few years ago, same situation. KD hits a 3 to take the lead. They review it. Toes on the line. Doesn't count. It's a 2. Milwaukee goes on to win. No, man, sorry.
But that's a three-pointer. There's a clear delineating line of what a three-pointer is, and we've all known that. He was required to hit a half-court shot.
I'll say it's impressive. It's impressive.
Because to me, a half-court shot is any shot basically from the logo, right? That the logo is half-court. They didn't say he has to be behind the half-court line.
I say you snooze. What was his name?
His name was Noah.
Noah, I love you. Sorry, your foot was on the line.
No, you look, whoever this insurance company is, insurance companies suck, right? Odds On Promotions. The university doesn't put this cash up. The promoter does, and they have an insurance policy in case they hit. Take the win. Give the guy $5K. I mean, it was a half-court shot. His foot was on the line, but he still shot it from half court.
Yeah.
Half court is half court. He was right standing on half court. So take the win. Look good for a change. Don't be jerks. Give the kid $5K.
That is tragic. But he's got to learn. He's got to learn, man. You got to do it. You can't. I mean, the foot on the line, the toe on the line. You got to make sure it's a half court shot. The three-pointer, yeah, it'll have been a lot different. All right, Diesel, coming up next, we are going to test your knowledge. I say we. I am going to test your knowledge. Not only you, Diesel, but the Tolos out there. That's right, you listening on 97.1 Spartanburg or 97.7 Greenville or on the stream as 75 are in right now. Get ready, because we're doing our Super Bowl trivia segment. And the very next segment, it's Tolos and Diesel. So the Tolos get to help Diesel. I ask the questions. Get your smart hats on next. Tolos, it is time for some good old-fashioned trivia. I have never, Diesel, been one that's fond of trivia. I know a lot of places around the upstate, they have trivia night. I'm not good at trivia, especially, when it comes to movies or music. I know sports, but that's about it. So we're going to do that in this very segment. I am going to put Diesel to the test, but to make it a little more interactive, to make it a little more intriguing, Tolos, how about help Diesel on each question? You can text the show anytime at 844-FAN-PHONE, 844-326-3663. But if you really think you're smart enough, call the show. We'll put you on, and you and Diesel will get the opportunity to answer the question. What is it, the old show where you had to phone a friend, Diesel? Was that
To Catch a Predator?
No. Where you're answering trivia questions, and they say, "Would you like to phone a friend?"
Oh,
you know
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Yes, that was the best show, wasn't it? I missed that show. They said, "Hey, you want to phone a friend?" They phone a friend, they get the answer. Tolos, it's your opportunity to phone a friend. You phone Diesel right now, 844-FAN-PHONE, 844-326-3663. You think you got this or not?
No, I'm terrible at sports trivia.
What's your name?
Terrible. I'm more of the feeling around a game, the milieu, the swell of the crowd, not remembering who played, right field for the Mets in 1984. I don't know.
Well, don't worry. I'm not going to ask you about the Mets.
Okay.
Jersey Joe is the first Tolo to hop on the phone lines. Jersey Joe, are you a trivia guy? Do you think you can help Diesel here?
Let's do this, Diesel.
All right,
Jersey Joe.
So are you going to let Jersey Joe answer the question and I have to guess whether he's correct or not?
No, we're going to ask the question. I'm going to ask the question, the trivia question. If you don't know it, then you'll let Jersey Joe help you out with
okay.
it. If you or Jersey Joe don't, we'll have to maybe go to the stream or the text line, right? So you want to start, you know what? I'll start easy. We'll start with some easy questions and then we'll work our way up, right? Let's start easy and then ramp our way up. The first ever Super Bowl was played between which two teams, Diesel? Do you have a clue?
I'm going to guess one of them was Indianapolis and the other one was San Francisco. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, Jersey Joe, can you help him out? Do you know?
I do believe it was the Packers and the Kansas City Chiefs.
Wow. You got a good partner in Jersey Joe.
Jersey Joe's a smart man.
So how about that? He did say it was the Packers and the Chiefs. Jersey Joe did, and that would be correct. Congratulations on that. Oh, you want to do one more, Jersey Joe? You got time for another?
Let's go. Come on.
All right. So Jersey Joe's on a roll, man. I tell you what, he might be an NFL historian here. Do you know, Jersey Joe and Diesel, what the first time the Super Bowl was ever played, what was it called?
The Pro Football Championship game.
Jersey Joe, is he right or is he wrong there?
I do believe he's wrong.
Okay. Do you want to help him out?
The National Football Conference Championship.
That's right. Gosh, that's right.
National Football Conference Championship?
It was not spelled out. It was NF. Say that again. What'd you say, Jersey Joe? National Football Conference?
Conference.
Let me see.
This is the National Football Championship?
I think it was I had it right here. I've got like 9 tabs open. But both of you, Diesel and Jersey Joe, both of you were close. The first ever Super Bowl, let's see. I'm going to find it here because I saw this earlier. Okay, you're both wrong. It was called the AFL NFL World Championship game.
World Championship.
Wow. How about that? All right,
you blow it, Joe. You blew it, Joey.
Diesel, there are 4 teams. There are 4 teams that have never appeared in a Super Bowl. 4 teams that have never appeared in the Super Bowl. Tolos, if you want to hop in and help Diesel, you can. 844-FAN phone, 844-326-3663.
I feel like I'm on blast with this segment, just showing how little I know.
Well, that's why the Tolos are going to help. I mean, Joe was a big help. Did Joe hang up?
Well, I figured we were going to give another Tolo a chance.
Yeah, absolutely. Tolos, Diesel needs your assistance. 844-326-3663.
I'm bad at this.
And Jersey Joe hit the first one. And then the second one was a tough one. Well, the first ever Super Bowl that was called.
Let's have Kane, the P1 Armada elitist.
Yeah.
Kane, be my phone a friend in this round. Kane, are you willing to do that? Are you willing to help me out?
Kane, you want to help Diesel out? He needs some help. There are 4 teams, Diesel, who have never appeared in a Super Bowl.
Okay,
not just have lost the Super Bowl, but have never appeared. I think you might be able to nail one of these. Don't look at the –
well, actually, if we go over the last 25 years, the Dallas Cowboys would be on the list.
Well, this is ever. This is ever. All right, let's see. Did he get it right? Did you see the whole answer?
No, I looked over and I saw the answer
Nathan
was there.
Green on YouTube just nailed it. So there are 4 teams. Try to guess – I think you can guess 1 or 2. Yeah. I really do. Just historically bad.
I did see Jacksonville on his answer, but then I saw it and I turned my head quickly.
So you got Jacksonville.
I'm going to say the Cleveland Browns.
That would be 2. Correct.
Well, they're a relatively new team, the Houston Texans.
You're right.
Houston Texans.
You've got 1 more.
And
what's your name?
Oh, that's tough. I'm trying to think of all the teams in out west, maybe. Maybe the Chargers.
Kane, do you want to help Diesel with this one? He's missing 1 team.
Is it the Chargers?
Yeah. Well, since he asked, I'll try to help him out, but I'm probably the worst person I ask.
All right, Kane, we've got the 3 of 4 teams who never appeared in a Super Bowl.
I have to block the screen so I can't see it over there.
Yeah, that's right. Diesel, he hit the Browns, the Texans, and the Jaguars. There is 1 more team that's never made a Super Bowl. Who is that team?
Detroit Lions.
Bam.
Detroit Lions have never made a Super Bowl? Wow.
Never. Good job, Kane.
Never.
All right.
Smart man.
We'll give you 1 or 2 more, Kane.
That's my team. That's my favorite team.
So that's why he
cuts
knew
right
that.
To the core of you.
I feel like I'm being pumped right now.
All right, let's throw a softball here. Kane and Diesel, Super Bowl trivia. The team that has the most Super Bowls right now, there are 2 teams with the most Super Bowl wins. There are 2, Diesel.
Okay, I'm going to let Kane go first, and then I'm going to guess if Kane is right or wrong.
Okay, team with the most Super Bowls.
Yep.
Victories.
Mm-hmm. Oh, victories.
That's correct. Who has the most rings?
Gosh.
Are you in a tornado by chance, Kane?
Are you getting your car washed, Kane?
No, I'm in the car.
Yeah, it sounds like you're in a tornado. I didn't know if you were out west or something, making sure you were okay.
Yeah.
This one's not hard, guys.
Down the Southern Connector.
This one's.
I think I know one of them.
Cowboys.
No, incorrect.
Well, I would have got that wrong.
Incorrect.
Patriots
1.
Patriots.
Yep.
And
think it's been a while.
It's been a while.
Kane, come on, man. What's team? Nope, not the Packers.
Bears?
Nope.
Whoa.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay.
Pittsburgh and New England both have 6.
Oh, no, we suck again.
All right, Kane. You want to go 1 more, Kane?
Yeah, let's do 1
All right, 1 more.
Let's go 2 out of 3. We can do this together. You and I, put our heads together.
All right, this one is going to be tough, but I think with the 2 of you, you can do it. You can do it. There are 12 teams that have never hoisted a Lombardi. You've already said 4 of the 12, Diesel, because you said Lions, Texans, Jaguars, and Browns. Mm-hmm. Those 4 have never been, right?
Yep.
So now you only have 8. So Kane, Diesel, there are 8 teams that you haven't said who have never hoisted a Lombardi. You want to rapid fire the 2 of you?
Panthers.
Yep.
Falcons.
Correct.
Texans. No, we already said that one.
You got 6 left.
Titans.
That would be correct.
Hey,
5 left.
Chargers.
Chargers would be correct. 4 left.
Jets.
Kane says the Jets. You would be.
Didn't they get one back in the day?
Yeah, they did.
They did get one.
Yep, they've won a Super Bowl.
God, I'm trying to think who else who's never gotten one.
Think who just lost. And what I remember, I said what does their name stand for? Boy,
Redskins.
who?
Commanders.
Redskins.
The Commanders / Redskins. That would be. Say that again.
All right. I'm good about you.
Oh,
What are
we're
we
losing
doing,
him.
Kane?
We're losing Kane.
Kane,
I'm at the toll road.
is it the toll road?
Well, get the toll guy to help us out because he's a smart.
Ask the toll guy. Think.
Hey, what Super Bowl team or what team has never won the Super Bowl? You don't know? Okay. You don't know.
He just asked the guy at the toll. He really did. Buffalo Bills, guys. Buffalo Bills. Come on.
That's 5.
Buffalo Bills.
We got 3 more to go.
You
Good
said
God.
so. We've got Bills, Browns,
Mhm.
Chargers, Jags, Lions, Texans. Okay, so there's one we haven't said. There's
Ravens.
The Ravens have.
Ravens have
You said the Falcons. You said the Panthers. You said the Titans. Diesel, you have 3 left.
3. Oh my
And
God.
Kane, if you're still there, you've got 3 left. So I'm looking at the 3. This would be AFC.
I know Seattle won one back
They did.
back in the day with Russ.
Kane, you still there? We have you. We need another Tolo here.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. I want to also, while Kane's here, invite another Tolo to go ahead and call in for the next round. 844-FAN phone to help Diesel out. 844-326-3663. Think.
Well, Alex. Come on, Alex spoiled it. I looked over.
Bengals. Bam. There you go.
Well, we don't know if Kane's still on the stream, so Kane might have seen it, but I trust you that you didn't see it. I did. I saw that one, so I couldn't say it.
See it. No,
So
Okay, so
there's two left.
Oh,
So
man.
let me give you a hint on these. One of these teams, Kane and Diesel, were very close this year. They had a good team. They had a good roster. However, much like Vikings.
Wow.
One more.
There's 7.
Yes, because they suck. They suck so much. Their coach should not have been coach of the year.
Oh my God.
There is one more. And Diesel, you might here's your hint. Ready?
Dolphins?
Dolphins. In order
to
to get this, you might have to phone a video game expert.
phone a video comic book guy from
That's
The Simpsons?
That's your hint. That is your hint. In order to guess this team, you might have to phone a video game expert.
That's a terrible clue.
No, that's a good clue. Kane, are you with me there? Phoning?
Yeah, John Madden was the coach, wasn't he?
No.
The Raiders?
No. Kyler Murray, the Arizona Cardinals.
The
Arizona Cardinals have never. All right, thanks, Kane. We
Thanks,
appreciate
Kane.
it, man. And also thanks to the guy on the toll road.
I don't know, dude.
So Kane pulls up. If you just tuned in, we're doing Super Bowl trivia. He's at the toll booth paying his toll fee, and we've got him on the phone doing trivia, helping Diesel. And he literally asks the guy at the toll booth which teams never won an NFL Super Bowl. And the guy was like, oh, I have no idea. He has no idea. No clue. Not a sports guy. All right. Any more Tolos that want to help Diesel out? Thanks
I
to
need
Jersey
all the help
Joe.
I can get.
Alex Guest is on the stream, but not on the phone. Come on, Alex, get on the phone and help Diesel out. He needs some assistance on the phone lines. Shout out Jersey Joe and Kane so far. 844-326.
Co-host of the Saturday Morning Scramble.
That's right. 3663
Alex
again.
Guest, ladies and gentlemen.
844-FAN phone. That's phone with an F. That's the way you can help Diesel. I want to throw this one at you solo. The Lombardi Trophy. Somebody will lift it up on Sunday. How much does a Lombardi Trophy? How much does it weigh?
Ooh. I feel like it's not super heavy, but it's got a little heft to it. I'm going to say the Lombardi Trophy weighs 15 pounds.
You're not far off. A little heavier, though. You were a little too heavy.
Oh, okay.
The Lombardi Trophy, Alex Guest, who was helping you on the stream, did call the show. Alex Guest of the Saturday Morning Scramble. On this one, do you want to help Diesel here, Alex? How much does a Lombardi Trophy weigh?
Enough to break the ice. Boom.
Yeah. What Diesel say?
You said 15?
I said 15 pounds, and that's high.
That's high.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Hoisting that thing. How much?
Let's
because it's hard. These are like big, strong football players, and they lift this thing over their head, and they make it look like it weighs, an ounce if it weighs 50 pounds.
let's go 8 pounds.
7.
Wow.
7. So he was Alex'
Doubled
guess
up.
was really close. 7 pounds is how much the Lombardi weighs.
So it's got to be hollow, right? Is it a
It has
hollow
to be.
trophy?
Yeah, it
Because if
has
it's
to be.
solid
Gold
or gold-plated steel or aluminum or whatever it is, it'd be heavier than that.
Yeah, it must be hollow on the inside. It really must be. So we've gotten the ones who have never played in the Super Bowl. That's a tough one right there, man. I'm not going to ask you guys that one. There are some really tough ones on here. Like, for example, which famous jeweler makes the Lombardi Trophy? Is there, how would you guess that? Tiffany? You did.
Isn't it?
Tiffany.
I was going to say, isn't it Tiffany?
Tiffany.
Like, that's the only famous jeweler I know besides Zales.
All right, let's see here. Which I had a really good one. I lost it. Which 2 cities have hosted the most Super Bowl games? Which 2 cities have hosted the most Super Bowl games? Diesel is guessing. He has Alex Guest helping him out on his left. Diesel, you want to shoot at this one first?
Yeah, I'm going to say Houston is one of them.
Incorrect.
Dallas.
Incorrect.
New Orleans, that's an easy one.
Okay,
I didn't want to steal that one from Alex.
All right, Alex, you got another one? He's right on the New Orleans.
But I was tired of being wrong.
2 cities, most Super Bowls.
Yep, the 2 cities who have hosted. Diesel was right. New Orleans is one of the 2.
Okay.
What's the abbreviation for the state that New Orleans is in, Alex?
The abbreviation for the state that New Orleans is in is L.A. But I don't think Los Angeles.
No?
No.
He's right.
Is it L.A.? It's not L.A.
He's right in it not being L.A.
I feel like it's got to be like one of the Florida cities, right?
You would be right. You're getting
Is it
warm.
Miami?
Miami.
Miami.
There you go. Y'all did good. Look at you working together there. Look at you working
Couldn't
together.
have done it without you, Alex.
All right, let's see. We got time for one or 2 more here. Let's see here. I had some really good ones. All right, Alex, Guest, and Diesel, how much do you think the first ticket cost? This is the last question. We have a guest coming up next. The first ever Super Bowl. How much did the ticket cost for this first ever Super Bowl?
$1.50.
Nope, higher. Alex?
$10.
You're close. Really close.
$10.50?
Closer.
$10.75.
$10.75.
$12.
Okay.
$12.
$12. What year was the first Super Bowl?
19. Oh man, I had it somewhere. It was.
I'm not great with math here. Would be somewhere around 55.
67.
Alex says 67. It was 67. You're right. $12 ticket. Alex, you're the man. Appreciate it.
That is the equivalent
Thanks,
to
guys.
only, Alex, think of this. That's the equivalent to $113 today.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, imagine getting into the Super Bowl today for $113.
Wow.
Instead of the $4,000
You did good
cheapest
though
ticket.
on your trivia.
I did terrible.
No, I don't think you did
I feel
terrible.
bad about myself.
No, I think you
you
did
know
pretty
what?
good.
I'm gonna go cry in the corner.
The Tolos. Shout out to the Tolos for helping, man.
I gotta stop. I gotta stop crying. Gotta suck it up because we have a guest coming on in the very next segment of the show. Rod Baxley, who covers Duke, North Carolina, and NC State for the Fayetteville Observer, as Clemson going to be hosting Duke on Saturday, tomorrow. We'll talk to him next. Wire to Wire with Diesel and Cole Bryson. And even though the Super Bowl is clearly dominating conversation right now, college basketball is getting hot. We're getting into crunch time. The opportunity for teams to make their way up inside the top 25, get quality wins, is shrinking. And that's kind of what's going on for the Clemson Tigers as they took the L earlier this week at home against Georgia Tech. But they got a big-time opportunity tomorrow when Duke comes to town. We're joined right now by Rod Baxley of the Fayetteville Observer, who covers Duke, North Carolina, and NC State, again, for the Fayetteville Observer. Rod, Clemson has kind of just hung right there in that 26, 27, 28 range. I wonder from you, is getting a home win against Duke, in your mind, enough to push them into the top 20, top 25 conversation?
Yeah, absolutely, Cole. Honestly, I think they should already be in the top 25. Now, the Georgia Tech loss is a bit of a head scratcher as far as you looking at top 25 teams. But if you beat Duke on your home court as good as Duke has been, that should absolutely vault you into the top 25 of the rankings.
Rod, it's great to have you on, man. Look, this college basketball season's been interesting, dominated a lot by the SEC. And we talk a lot about the SEC and college hoops on this station. And you know what? We've as of recent have talked about UNC, with that being one of the teams that you cover. Obviously, we'll get into the weeds of Clemson Duke on Saturday because that's a big ACC matchup. But what is it like to cover UNC right now? Because you do cover them for the Fayetteville Observer. UNC is just not living up to what they once were. We had the conversation a couple of days ago about them being a blue blood, but for how long? What's the feeling in UNC and behind Hubert Davis right now?
Yeah, there are not good vibes, man. It's kind of a deja vu experience with 2023. This team doesn't really have a line in the sand guy, and by that I mean guys that when the going gets tough, they can stand up and kind of steady the ship. That's nothing against RJ Davis, great player, good leader as far as leading by example, but they don't have that vocal leader that they've had on their very good teams. And let's be frank, they missed in the portal with getting a big guy and then a guy like Cade Tyson, who they thought was going to be one of their best contributors. He's unplayable at this point. That's just a fact. So right now they're treading water and trending toward missing the NCAA tournament for the second time in 3 seasons. And it doesn't look good moving forward.
Rod, who on this Duke team deserves a lot more credit than they're getting? Obviously, Cooper Flagg is kind of soaking up all of the headlines. Con Knippel is a fantastic player. Tyrese Proctor is a fantastic player. It's tough to say that by himself, Cooper Flagg couldn't carry this team to a very good season. Yeah. But, it obviously helps when you've got a handful of elite guys around you. It feels like some of those guys aren't getting the love that they deserve.
Yeah, this is kind of, and we've said this multiple times this year as far as the guys covering Duke. This feels like the best of both John's first 2 teams as far as John Shire. The first team, very good defensively. Second team, very good offensively. This team's the best of both worlds. And I think when you talk about the player who's kind of changed everything for them, I think it's Sion James, the Tulane transfer. He's been in the starting lineup for 14 or 15 games now, and they've been undefeated since he was inserted in the starting lineup. He does everything well, whatever they need, scoring, passing, plus defender. He's the ultimate connector, as John Shire likes to say. So if you're talking about somebody that needs more credit, you have to start with Sion James.
Hey, Tolos, do us a favor and give Rod a follow on Twitter, on X. Let him know you heard him right here on the Fan Upstate, 97.1 Spartanburg, 97.7 Greenville, and on the free Odyssey app. On Twitter, at Rod Baxley. That's RODDBAXLEY. Rod, it's an interesting matchup Saturday between Clemson and Duke. You mentioned that, triple overtime loss for Clemson against Georgia Tech. Clemson's been right behind Duke in the ACC standings thus far this season. Do you feel like those 2 teams are in the same category? We should mention them in the same breath, or from someone who covers Duke on a consistent basis, do you think that Clemson has a chance of being exposed on Saturday?
Yeah, right now it's hard for me to put anybody in the tier with Duke and Auburn. I saw both of those teams, obviously, at Cameron when they played, and Duke squeezed out a great game. I think those two teams are ahead of everybody else at this point. But as far as the ACC, it's Duke and Clemson and then everybody else, in my opinion. Louisville's been good, but they've dropped their last two. When you're talking about locks for the NCAA tournament, I think it's Duke and Clemson. And when you look at Clemson, they've got among the most experienced rosters in the nation. And that is a team that has given Duke trouble. Now, given it was November when they lost to Kansas and Kentucky, but those are two of the four most experienced teams at the Division I level, and Clemson's just inside of the top 10. So if you're looking for a formula to take down the Dukies, I think experience is the way, and Clemson has plenty of that.
Find him on Twitter, Rod Baxley, at Rod with 2 Ds, Baxley on Twitter. Rod, how do you think this Duke team, and I'm asking you to put on your prediction hat here, will be able to fare in an NCAA tournament environment, especially once they get past the round of 32 and they start facing, ranked teams, quality teams, night after night after night, because that hasn't really been – the MO of any ACC team this year. Not a lot of ranked opponents on the schedule. I know they're very, very good, but are they built to go against ranked top 25 teams multiple nights in a row, which is something that a lot of SEC teams have already faced all season long?
Yeah, it's obviously not the SEC where you have quadrant one games, it seems, every night. But Duke, the way John Shire scheduled this year, they had very good non-conference games at Arizona. That win is looking better every game. Obviously, Auburn at home in the ACC SEC Challenge, and then we had Kansas and Kentucky in November. That kind of groomed these young guys to get thrown into the fire, so to speak. And then when you look at the ACC, there's not the competition as far as what you want from top to bottom, but Duke still has to fight that human nature, as Coach K used to always point to, as far as being the team that's trying to make a run to 20-0 in the ACC. And there's a different kind of pressure there, but you're getting everybody's best shot, good, bad, or ugly. These teams are probably going to play above their level when you play a Duke team, because it's a chance to get that silver bullet that could help your NCAA tournament resume, or if you're not in the NCAA tournament mix, it can give you some hope going into next season. So it's a different kind of pressure as far as the quality of competition when you get the SEC teams playing up and beating on each other. But Duke is facing the pressure of trying to, make a perfect run through league play for the first time since 1999.
Hey, Rod, I know, after this game's all said and done, Christian Reeves' name probably won't be talked about because he's not a starter yet for Clemson. With Shefflin there, he has upped his minutes about 5 minutes a game, so he's getting more playing time. But one of the 7 transfers that transferred out of Duke this offseason, and Christian Reeves, any extra juice in your mind that will be of aid for the Blue Devils as they go on the road to play one of their former guys?
I wouldn't think so. These guys and around us, I think these guys just love playing basketball. Like, whoever it is, let's get between the lines, let's play, and let's play to our standard and do the best we can. They play very hard. So I honestly don't think they're giving much thought to Christian Reeves being on the other side of that. I'm sure there'll be some, handshakes and hugs and smiles. But once they get between the lines, man, I honestly don't think this Duke team has cared much about who's been on the other side. They just want to play to their standard and kind of keep this thing rolling into March.
It's Wire to Wire with Diesel and Cole Bryson right here on the Fan Upstate. How do you think Jim Phillips is looking at, just all the national narrative about the ACC falling off, and he's seeing the SEC, a conference that traditionally had not been a power in college basketball. It was basically Kentucky and everybody else. I'm sure he's not too happy about the ACC being looked at now as a second or even a third-rate conference, top to bottom. What are his thoughts on it, and what's his plan to fix it and turn that thing back around?
Yeah, that's a good question, guys, and a much better question for Jim Phillips to answer as opposed to me. But you need your big brands to deliver. And the last 2 years, Louisville obviously has hurt the rest of the ACC with just how historically bad they had been. And then you look at this year, Carolina's not playing to their standard. Miami was in the Final Four 2 years ago. and they just won their first conference game. Florida State's down. They're a former ACC champion, also always in the mix for the NCAA tournament and the Sweet 16. So they need their basketball brands to deliver, and that just hasn't happened. And then you look at the football side of it. I mean, the TV revenue and all the money the SEC brings in, that has trickled down to basketball because there's such a surplus. They got so much money to spend. You get some of these ACC transfers like Miles Kelly going to Auburn from Georgia Tech, and then Sean Padula going from Virginia Tech to Ole Miss. If there's more money in the ACC, that's where players are going to go. So the ACC has a lot to catch up on as far as trying to close that gap, but it seems the gap is getting wider as far as the revenue.
We're talking to Rod Baxley of the Fayetteville Observer. Rod, kind of a double-sided question here for you. In what ways do you think on Saturday, tomorrow, that Clemson may have a little bit of an advantage? I know you talked about experience a few minutes ago. And then the other side of that is what areas do you feel best about that gives Duke the opportunity to go into Little John and get a win?
Yeah, starting with Clemson, like I said, the experience. I think their path to victory is leaning on that and staying in attack mode. Try to get these Duke guys in foul trouble, starting with Kaman Malawach at the center position. It's obviously a different game when he's in the game because of what he can provide at the rim with his protection. But I think the X factor for Clemson is Chauncey Wiggins. I think in 4 of their 5 losses, he's had single-digit points. So he has to be a factor. I'm not saying he has to match Cooper Flagg. I don't think that's a realistic goal for anybody in the country aside from Janai Broome. But he needs to be a factor for Clemson to get it done against Duke. And then Duke, just do what you do. I think you need a strong start. Don't let Little John get rocking, and just play your game. Make the easy play, make the simple play. Don't try to, hit home runs every time down the court. Just single, and play to your standard. I think it should be a great game. But yeah, Duke and Clemson, I think they're on different tiers. And Duke, if they play their A game, they're probably going to beat the Tigers. But the Tigers have the home court advantage and experience on their side, so you never know.
Rod, you and I both know that Kevin Keatts is a fine basketball coach, but it's been a tough road this season for NC State. Losers of 7 in a row. When you compare that to obviously the phenomenal season that they had last year, how do they get that thing turned around back there in Raleigh? And I guess this is a question we've had multiple times on this radio station. Is NC State a football school or are they a basketball school? What do they want to be? If you try to be both, if you try to be everything, you typically, fail or come up short.
Yeah, that is the question every year, man. I know Dave Doran made the joke after beating Clemson last year. Hey, we're an everything school. We're not, a basketball school or a football school. But then State goes on and makes the Final Four, wins the ACC tournament. I'll always view them as a basketball school, being a basketball guy. But in reality, I think the fans care more about football. And they want football to be good. That is when they're at their most fired up. From what I've seen with growing up around here and then covering the program, they really want to be in the mix for that 12-team playoff and big-time bowl games. So I would say it is a football program. But when you look historically, it's not even close because the football program is 500 all-time, and the basketball program has won several national championships and has always been a factor when it comes in the ACC.
Rod, before we let you run, we had some audio on the show earlier this week from Jay Williams. I'm sure you've heard it by now, but talking about Cooper Flagg potentially being the best freshman to ever play basketball at Duke. Your reaction to that, somebody who covers Duke basketball, was?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I have to agree, man. And I saw Zion here. But the difference with Cooper is Zion had the highlight plays, and he was very good, don't get me wrong. You could look down and he had 20 and 15 so effortlessly. But the difference with Cooper is he covers all the bases. He does everything well, and he just plays so much harder than a lot of these superstars tend to do. He doesn't take any nights off. So that's another factor with his competitiveness being at such a different level. I have to agree with Jay. He's probably the best freshman I've seen. It might not show up as far as the highlights and and top 10 plays. But night in and night out, you know what you're getting from him. He always seems to make the right play. And he's as competitive a player as I've seen while I've been doing this and watching the game around here.
And a quick follow-up to that question, what have your thoughts been on Zion as a pro and just the fact that he's been unavailable so much? You know, he was such a joyful guy to watch play basketball while at Duke, and that seems to be the complete opposite of the guy he is in New Orleans. What have your general thoughts been on that?
Yeah, I mean, coming out, you knew the weight was going to be a question. And going to New Orleans, I mean, I've been to New Orleans several times, man. They've got some of the best food in the world. But you're a pro. Like, you have to treat yourself like a pro. You got to do the things that'll keep you on the court. And it doesn't seem like he's done that more times than not since he went to the NBA. Whereas he's depending on his star power and natural ability. All these guys in the NBA are good, man. You can't, you know, you have to put in the work to stay at that level in the NBA. And I simply don't think he's done that consistently enough. But then you see him on the court, and when he is on the court, he's among, you know, the most fun to watch players in the league. So it's been disappointing to see the roller coaster ride he's been on since being in the league. But I'm hopeful he'll be able to figure it out and get the right people in his corner to keep him on track and keep him healthy.
Rod, great stuff, man. We really appreciate your time, and, you know, have fun with that game Saturday. Should be a good one at Little John. Rod Baxley, the Fayetteville Observer, we appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks, y'all. Had fun.
Absolutely. You can follow him on Twitter, on X, at Rod Baxley. That's RODDBAXLEY. Give him a follow there and let him know you heard him right here on the Fan Upstate. Diesel, we touched on this yesterday. We've got to go right back to it and figure out what our Tolo, Sam, and Taylor's should do and what he's going to do. Sam, if you're listening, if you're Toloing, which means turning it on, leaving it on, we have a big dilemma to conquer. Tolos, if you didn't catch the show yesterday, we'll fill you in next. Thanks to Rod Baxley of the Fayetteville Observer for hopping on with us in the very last segment. Really good insight info on Clemson Duke tomorrow. If you missed it, download the free Odyssey app, AUDACY, and you can go back and listen to that anytime. Over 100 Tolos on the live stream. We're live on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Diesel, we had Sam and Taylor's call into the show yesterday with a dilemma. And I'll tell you what, hats off to him. I don't know if he has made his decision yet. However, Sam and Taylor's, who delivers pizza here locally in the upstate in Cherrydale, he called in the show yesterday, Diesel, and let us know that it's been told to him that Papa John's, where he works in Cherrydale, has a rule, mandatory work for all drivers on Sunday. As you can imagine, Super Bowl is a busy day for pizza orders. What should Diesel, as well as the Tolos, Friday, it's Friday afternoon, right? Sunday's coming. It's time for Sam to make a decision. What should Sam and Taylor's do about this dilemma he's in?
I mean, I get why they have mandatory work, because if they didn't make it mandatory, everyone would call out and the business would stop, right? People who are ordering pizzas during the Super Bowl, they don't want to leave their house to go get pizza. They want it brought to them.
Yeah.
So if you have like one delivery driver, you clearly can't send out all the pies. People get mad. They complain. They want their money back. And you might as well shut down the location for the night. If you can't deliver pizzas, you might as well not even be open.
It's tough. I think Sam and Taylor's, if, the way he was talking to us yesterday, he said, look, man, it's one of the only opportunities the whole year I get to spend with my family. He likes planning the party, organizing the whole event. I know I worked when I was in high school. I worked at a restaurant in Spartanburg, and Sundays were mandatory. Same thing. Not just Super Bowl Sundays. Sundays.
Did Sam not work at Papa John's last year?
Not.
He didn't answer that. We don't know.
I don't know. So I know that Sundays, being a popular day, are a very busy day for restaurants, and especially like Papa John's. I get it. I've been there, but I don't know. I don't know how important it is to Sam, right? How important is the Super Bowl party, Diesel, but also how important is your job? There are other pizza companies out there.
Yeah, I'd quit. You can deliver pizzas for Pizza Hut. You're an experienced pizza delivery guy.
Domino's, Marco's, Donato's, somebody out there will hire you to deliver these pizzas.
Do you think that the owner or manager of that Papa John's location would start calling around to the other pizza chains and blackball Sam if he just quit?
I would hope not. That would be a D move, That'd be a D move.
I'm sure they all have the same policies too, because everybody's ordering pizzas for them on Super Bowl Sunday.
But you know what? Hopefully they would. 844-FAN phone, 844-326-3663. What should Sam do in this position? And Sam, if you're out there listening, as we appreciate you do, we appreciate you listening to the show and being a Tolo, which stands for Turn On, Leave On. Let us know what the verdict is, because I'll be thinking about you Sunday. I mean, I really will. As I'm chowing down on my wings and ribs and my fingers are messy, Diesel, I'll be thinking, man, somewhere out there, old Sam and Taylor's at the Cherrydale Papa John's location, he's working for us tonight. He should be appreciated. I don't know if.
You know what? Businesses like that should be paying like time and a half.
Yeah, you should get paid. That's a good point.
You should get double for working on a day like that. I mean, look, it is what it is. You took a job working in food service, and there's a lot of big events that people like to order pizzas for. NBA Finals, World Series games, the Super Bowl, every football Sunday, people want to order pizzas. So it just is what it is.
I've got an idea.
You got to go to work. As this texter said, Sam should man up and go to work.
Tolo's saying, hey, just get up and go to work. I've got an idea, though, for the following year's, Diesel, for the Super Bowl. As much as people have gatherings, right? Because you're going to somebody's house, all the Tolos, I'm sure, are going to a friend's house or doing something Sunday. Next year, I want to create a Super Bowl platter that's easy to replicate. And I know, you have all of your favorite dishes that we're going to talk about in 9 minutes, but can you imagine how much money if you just said, hey, I'm going to do this once a year on Super Bowl Sunday. Here's the platters. I'm going to replicate this platter 200 times. Can you imagine how much money you can make? I mean, I'm always thinking how I can make money off of the Super Bowl. You can make a killing. Deliver it. Do what Sam does. Deliver the pizza to the houses of the people of the Tolos. You can make a killing. Diesel said earlier he's watching the Super Bowl at his friend's house. Let us know as the show continues what your plans are.
Generally speaking, Cole, when you order a pizza, are you always delivery or do you always go pick it up? Or do you
I never do delivery.
You never do delivery?
No.
I don't either.
I don't like paying for it. Eric Hines says Papa John should give Sam the day off for all the free publicity you're giving. Exactly. I mean, we've talked about him 2 days in a row.
Yeah, but without a delivery driver, you got angry customers. If he gets the day off, you, the pizza eating Tolos in his area, suffer because you don't get your pies. When we come back, Cole, let's keep the food conversation going. We have the Final Four. And you want to do it in this next segment as well? The finals for the GOAT Super Bowl food dish. We'll just knock it all out in one segment. That's coming up next. 97.7 FM in Greenville, 97.1 FM in Spartanburg, and everywhere you are on the free Odyssey app. Cole, I don't know how long ago you had lunch, but I am going to spend the next 15 minutes making you hungrier than you've ever been in your entire life.
Yeah, I've the last 3 days during this segment, I've thought about Super Bowl foods. I'm ready.
Tolos, you asked us to do this, and we are nothing if not willing to acquiesce to your requests. We have put together a bracket of 16 Super Bowl foods that you also nominated, and we have bracketed them off all the way down now to the final 4 Super Bowl foods. 1 appetizer, 1 main dish, 1 side, and 1 dessert. Now, again, one could say that this is the ultimate football spread. If you had just these 4 items at your Super Bowl party, you would have a very good Super Bowl party. People would come and they would have a good time, Cole. But we can't just stop there. We've got to take it to its conclusion, and we've got to find the ultimate number 1 Super Bowl food. I think I know which one is ultimately going to win this thing, Cole, but I think there's a chance. That we may have a dark horse, a 2 seed, come in and win this thing.
And we have how many left?
We have 4.
You know what? I'm disappointed that ribs got eliminated.
I know you are.
I'll tell you that. But I've got my timer ready. I'm ready, Tolos.
So here we go, Cole. We are down to the final 4. Rotel Cheese Dip, who defeated Little Smokies and Mozzarella Cheese Sticks to get to the final 4, against Banana Pudding out of the dessert region.
Yeah.
Banana Pudding took out Cookie Cake and Cherry Cheesecake to get here. So Tolos, get out your phones, get ready to text and vote. 844-326-3663. You can also comment on the stream. Which one of these absolutely must be at your Super Bowl party? Rotel Cheese Dip versus Banana Pudding. 60 seconds on the clock. Go.
You know, it's so sad that now we were going appetizer versus appetizer and dessert versus dessert. Now we're getting in the crossover.
Yeah.
And I'm going to stick by what I said the entire time. Dessert, isn't not even on my mind.
Yeah, but
for Super Bowl Sunday. So
every Super Bowl party you've ever been to has desserts.
I don't think so.
No, come on.
Yeah.
Then you're not going to the right Super Bowl party.
I am crossing the dessert out here. I am going with the Rotel Cheese Dip. The Rotel Cheese Dip's probably the GOAT. I mean,
it's delicious.
It's so good. So sorry, any dessert out there that I love the Oreo pie. It got eliminated a couple of days ago, but it is it's definitely the Rotel Cheese Dip for me.
He's still sore about that.
Yeah, I am.
He's still sore about that. Texters 844-326-3663. What is the GOAT GOAT item between Rotel Cheese Dip and Banana Pudding? Get your votes to us right now. I feel like this one's gonna be a rout, Cole, but it is what it is. It's an appetizer that is at every single Super Bowl party, and a dessert that is just delicious in and of itself. You can have it any time of year. It works at 4th of July. It works at Labor Day. It works at birthdays and parties. It works all the time.
Any day that ends with Y.
Exactly. Banana pudding is amazing.
And by the way, time is up.
Time is up. Tolos, time is up. Stop your texting. And
it looks like it's a clean sweep.
It's a sweep.
And by the way, Tolos on the stream, where are you at? Let's 105 of you right now on the stream. We're voting on these Super Bowl foods. The text line dominating right now more so than the stream. So Diesel, it looks as if the Rotel is going to move on.
The Rotel Cheese Dip is going to move. I love Rotel Cheese.
So good.
Some Velveeta cheese, the Rotel tomatoes out of the can. Like it's not a bougie meal.
It's easy to make too.
It's easy. Just melt some cheese, mix in some tomatoes, and then you can put chicken in it if you wanted to. A lot of people love to put sausage in it. You never put meat in your Rotel cheese dip?
I don't think so.
Bro,
I think
you're
just
missing out.
Maybe ground sausage.
Ground sausage is incredible. Ground sausage is great.
Yeah.
And here's where it gets really real. Really real. Tolos who have not participated in this, now's your chance. In the main dish region, the champion of the main dish region, chicken wings. However you want to flavor your chicken wings.
Okay.
It's however you want them, okay? Chicken wings defeated ribs and brats
to
get here. And I get it because wings are a crowd pleaser. Not everybody loves a brat.
No,
not everybody loves ribs. Everybody loves wings.
Even the boneless wings, as people call them,
which chicken nuggets.
But that's fine. There's no such thing as a boneless wing.
That's totally fine. I'm fine with them.
Have you ever looked at a chicken and say, "Oh, look at that boneless wing"?
I thought KFC figured out how to get all the bones out of the chicken.
Probably not. Hey, I like boneless wings too. I mean, I'll eat them, but I prefer the bone in.
And they are going head to head with nachos. Out of the sides region, nachos defeated mac and cheese and potato skins to get here. Remember, these are nachos. You can dress them up however you want. Mentally picture nachos the way you like them.
Nachos versus wings.
Nachos versus wings. All right. 60 seconds on the clock. The text line is 844-326-3663 and go.
We are off.
Texters, let us know what has to be at your Super Bowl party. This is the one that I think maybe nachos will come from behind and win this thing.
No way.
I mean, think about it. Nachos. You could put like chunked chicken, beef, chorizo. You could put brisket on there. Cover it with cheese.
If nachos wins
cover
this
it with
thing, man,
tomatoes and lettuce and sour cream and guacamole.
I'll have lost all humanity.
It's so good. I'm trying to campaign and tell you why nachos are so good.
I'll have lost all faith in humanity.
Do you not like nachos? Are you a nacho hater?
Yes, I like nachos, but not against
hater
wings.
Right now.
Again, Tolos, I love you, but I will lose all faith in you guys if you vote nachos.
I'm voting nachos.
No,
I'm voting nachos.
No, you're not voting nachos. Over wings.
I love nachos. I love them.
We got 20 seconds.
It's a delivery system. You scoop. Everything is glued on top. It's so good. Oh, man. I just got a big old steaming plate of nachos. Just came out of the oven.
6,
you can't
5,
beat a nacho.
4. Yeah, you can with a wing. 3, 2, 1. Time's up.
Time is up.
Tolos,
stop your votes.
We didn't have one. Oh, we got one vote for nacho.
I thought nachos might have a chance.
No
I mean,
way.
I figured that wings was going to win, but I thought maybe we had some Tolos who love their nachos a lot.
Chicken wings advances.
Chicken wings advances. They're the number 1 seed. That was the number 1 overall seed. I think we all kind of knew.
Yeah, we did.
That was going to happen. So here we go, Cole. Finals. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Can you almost taste both of these items?
Wait, this is it?
This is finals.
Like it.
This is it.
Oh,
no. Okay. Think about this. You go to a Super Bowl party. You've got these 2 items on the table and a bunch of other crap. I tell you, you can only get one. You can only pick up one of these items. Which one is it going to be? Rotel cheese dip, dressed up the way you like it, or chicken wings, flavored, sauced, dry rubbed, whatever it is, fried, baked, however you want them. What you taking?
This one's epic.
844. Wow, I like this music.
This one's epic, man.
I like this music. I feel like somebody, I'm picturing somebody jumping out of an airplane.
Well, the
and
reason
diving
for it
into
is
a war zone.
You're talking about wings and Rotel dip, 2 extraordinaires at the Super Bowl parties, and you had to have some very dramatic, epic music for it. And the timer is going to begin, Diesel, in 3, 2, 1. Chicken wings versus Rotel dip. I can't wait.
See, now here's where the nachos almost get a callback here, because you use the nachos to scoop up the Rotel cheese dip. Yeah.
No, those aren't nachos. Those are chips.
It's a nacho chip.
Those are chips.
Yeah. So you use the chip. I mean, let's be real. Are nachos and Rotel cheese dip that tremendously different? No, they're not.
A little bit.
A lot more cheese. But I love both. I'm going to get both at this year's Super Bowl party.
I'm going to wings.
Going wings?
Wings to win it all for me. Yep. I think the wings are just they're the best.
But like melted cheese, tomatoes, sausage, beef, whatever it is you like to put into your Rotel cheese. Rotel, like, it's just such a classic. It's such a classic. Anybody can make Rotel cheese dip. Anybody can make it.
It's good.
Not everybody can make great wings. Everybody can make great Rotel.
And time is up.
Time is up.
Time is up, Tolo. So this is it, right? This is the whole shebang. not a ton on the Wesley Roberts did vote chicken wings on the Facebook, so not a lot on the Facebook stream. Tolo's on the text line. We need your response, 844-326-3663. It's very simple. This is it.
Mhm.
Chicken wings versus Rotel.
Yeah.
Which one do you want?
Joey is going cheese dip because it goes with nachos. We've got another Tolo who says Rotel cheese dip. On the stream, Wesley Roberts going chicken wings.
How about this? How about you Tolos out there? We'll give you a few extra moments because Diesel, we have a Tolo who has called in that we just talked about in the very last segment, and we've got to get a verdict on what has happened here. Sam and Taylor's, who we just talked about in the very last segment. We're going to go to the phones and get Sam. While we do that, Tolos, you're going to get a little extra time to vote. Chicken wings or Rotel dip, but we've got to know the verdict on if Sam and Taylor's is going to get the day off for the Super Bowl. What's up, Sam?
Hey, guys. Basically, you know, I communicated with my boss, and he just said, no questions asked. He said, we'll be fine. You got it all. So,
whoa.
You know, maybe it has to do with Rick. I don't know.
What did you have to agree to do to get the day off? Anything?
No, I mean,
you just got it.
He's just a good guy, I guess. I don't know.
So you just called him up and told him, you know, even though it's mandatory. I mean, was there any pressure from any Tolos, any listeners? I want to know if there were any pressures.
Like to show up?
No, I want to know if any Tolos called and said, hey, we heard about this Sam and Taylor's, you know, having to work on Super Bowl Sunday. That is fantastic, Sam. That is great. So no work. All right, if that's the case, what is your Super Bowl party going to consist of?
So, I mean, it's just at a friend's house, a bunch of people. Philly cheesesteaks are going to be made. 2 TVs. Probably a fire, just some football in the backyard.
Would you be bold enough to order pizza from the Papa John's that you work at?
No.
Make your fellow coworker
there,
make
Sam.
your fellow coworker bring some pizzas to you.
Oh my gosh, Diesel, that's terrible, but funny. Terrible. Sam, well, congratulations on getting the day off. We're excited to hear about
Excellent news.
We appreciate you listening to the show, Sam, but help us get your vote in. The final two, wings or Rotel dip?
I gotta go wings, man. I mean,
yeah.
I'm sorry, but Rotel is just like something about liquidy cheese just doesn't hit with me very well.
Sam, we appreciate you, man. Have fun Sunday and enjoy the game.
All right. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks,
guys.
Sam.
Man, that's awesome. You got the day off. Ferris Bueller's day off has turned into Sam and Taylor's day off. How about that?
We have a texter who says compromise, go with buffalo chicken dip. Texter, you can't do that because buffalo chicken dip was eliminated in the Sweet 16. It didn't even make it out of the Sweet 16. So you got to choose between a Rotel cheese dip and chicken wings. And it feels like, Cole, that Rotel, they got some votes.
Yeah.
Rotel got some votes. And it wasn't the blowout that I thought it was going to be. They did get some votes, but as we've counted them all up, Cole, 141 votes, chicken wings has won.
Wow.
Fairly easily. If we're talking about a national championship game, you're talking about a final score of like 90 to 67.
90 to 60.
Let me tell you about 90 to like 77. So like a 13-point win. You know, it was a healthy win. Wings get it done. Not a surprise there. Not a surprise.
You know what though? I mean, it's not a surprise. I just thought that there might be like, you know what, the Philly cheesesteak mentioned by Sam, that was one I hadn't thought of. That's
nobody nominated.
No. And we opened it up for nomination. And that's a great idea, too, to have Philly cheesesteaks. It's easy, right? You can make a lot of them. Not a lot of ingredients. So I was just surprised maybe that, the Little Smokies, I thought that
you were so butthurt over Little Smokies and Oreo pie. You know what? It's a Friday night, Cole. I know you're going to watch some high school basketball after the show is over, but I also think you need to stop by an Ingles on your way either to or from the game, get yourself some Oreo pie and Little Smokies, and then just go at home, eat it, and cry about it.
You know what? I'd love to. I'm trying to eat good right now, so I can't eat the Oreo pie, but the Smokies, those things are so good.
Those are not healthy for you either, Cole.
Well, they're not terrible. It's better than Oreo pie.
Is it, though?
Yeah.
Is it really?
What is it? Processed? What's a hot dog
Processed
winner made
meat.
out of?
Processed, cow lips and
Livers,
pork
and
hooves and
noses and ears.
Yeah.
I mean, it's okay.
You're not getting high quality meat.
No, you're not getting.
And then you're slathering it in barbecue
But
sauce.
who says, hey,
and grape jelly that's loaded in sugar?
But who on a Super Bowl party wants high quality meat? I mean, if you get it from Ingles, it's going to be.
Yeah.
But, you just eat whatever's there. You eat whatever's there. Tolos, want to let you know before we run to a break that you can win a trip to Las Vegas if you have not done so already. Download the free Odyssey app, AUDACY. It is the slam dunk in Vegas with a fan upstate. Like I said, download the app. Diesel has the app on his phone. I have the app on my phone, AUDACY. Log in if you already have an account. If not, create one. It's free. Listen to the fan upstate for at least 1 hour a day to enter. One lucky winner scores round-trip airfare and accommodations for 4 in Las Vegas, plus $20,000. You can enjoy the first 2 rounds of the college basketball championships while staying at the Circa Resort and Casino, Las Vegas, premium sports viewing destination, and visit the biggest March Hoops party at Stadium Swim. Good luck in this national contest, Tolos. Diesel, we have Wings as the winner.
Wings are the winner.
However, let's take it a step further. If Wings are the winner, I want to know from you and the Tolos at 844-326-3663, boneless or bone-in, and then after that, what flavor? You only pick one flavor. You only get one flavor to pick right now in this particular game that we're doing. I know Wednesday in the 5 o'clock fight, we talked about some, flavor of wings.
Well, it's got to be bone in.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, I won't say no to a boneless wing, but I understand it's not a wing. It's just a chicken nugget. Okay. So
it's a big nugget.
Flavor wise.
So we're both on the same page with our traditional wing.
Flats or drums?
You know what?
You have to make a preference. It's okay if you like both.
I've always liked drums better than flats.
Me too.
I think there's more meat on them. Don't you? I think there's more meat on a drum.
Well, and it's more work to do the flats. You got to break them.
And I tell you what else I don't like. I don't like with the flats. Sometimes one of the bones will break, and you've got a bone in your mouth, and you've got 2 or 3 little bones everywhere. And now all of a sudden you're trying to figure out, if you're choking on chicken bones or not. No, I'll eat them. I like the flats, but I prefer the drums. The drums are the way to go, man. Texter says, this is Cadillac, bone-in honey jalapeno.
Ooh.
I don't know if I've had that. Panther Boy says bone-in teriyaki.
Teriyaki's great.
Teriyaki's good, man.
Thai chicken wings are great.
Yep. Sesame seeds and stuff.
Yep. The one wing sauce that you can keep away from me, Cole, and this is blasphemy, I understand, buffalo. You can keep buffalo wings away from me.
Buffalo.
Don't want them. Don't even bother putting them on my plate. But I want something a little spicier. I want like a habanero dry rub.
I like dry rubs a lot. I like if I'm doing 10 wings, I like 5 dry, 5 wet. I really do. I like the mix.
I don't like chicken wings that are so dripping with sauce that it gets everywhere. Like I got to use both hands to drink my beer.
I love the mess.
I don't want to deal with that.
I love it. Tampa fan on the text line says wings topped with Rotel drums. I like I'll go traditional. I'm very basic on my wings. Honey mustard. I like honey mustard a lot, man. Just honey mustard sauce. That's all I need. I'm a honey mustard kind of guy. Did you give me a sauce?
I did. It was like a habanero.
Oh, habanero.
Habanero dry rub.
It sounds good.
Yeah, I want some with a little bit of spice. I don't want it to kick my ass spicy.
Yeah.
But Cole, do you know what the number 1 most popular food for the Super Bowl is? Like the percentage of homes that say they will have this food at their party. What's number 1?
Probably pizza.
It's chicken wings.
Oh, is it really?
It's chicken wings.
Okay.
I know that was kind of a trick question.
Yeah, it was.
Chicken wings was 51%.
Well,
pizza second, 47%. Nachos third with 38%. And burgers fourth at 28%.
You know how much chicken wings go up in price just for the Super Bowl? It's
so you
ridiculous.
should just leave them alone. Don't eat them. That means more for you and me.
That's right. All right, we have an audio blitz coming up in the very next segment. I have Diesel some audio from last night's NFL honors that's fantastic. I have some audio from Shannon Sharpe that's fantastic. We'll get to that next. Some of the best audio that you might hear this week. Not might. That you will hear this week, Diesel. The NFL honors was last night. There was Jameis Winston strolling down New Orleans, as you and I have seen some clips from him already. Snoop Dogg, Bill Belichick jokes, Josh Allen receiving the MVP. And then we have one from Shannon Sharpe earlier that might just be the best one yet. You saw that. I sent it to you. Mm-hmm. The Shannon Sharpe and Sterling Sharpe audio. I don't know. I think that one will be tough to top. Should we start with that? Because it was such a cool moment.
It's a beautiful moment. Yeah, let's play that first.
It was so awesome. So here's the backstory. The moment Sterling Sharpe found out from his brother Shannon that he made the Hall of Fame, I'm going to go ahead and boost the audio up and set the scene. As you've seen the video, Diesel, if you haven't, I tweeted it out on Twitter. Here's Sterling going into the house, right? And Shannon and the guys from the NFL are downstairs in the basement. So here's him walking downstairs, right?
Yeah.
He's just paused and
what y'all got going on here? Welcome, bro. To your house. Pro Football Hall of Fame, class of 2025. myself. This is something oh, wow. Man, I need a seat and a drink. Let me grab Sam, this is crazy.
Who you telling?
Really don't know what. All those nights and that 1,000 square foot home, all those prayers that Granny and Libby and so many people prayed that we didn't even know God was listening to have this moment. And I've had some great moments in my professional life. This is the proudest moment in my life.
That's how I felt when you went in. You know,
Oh my God.
I felt like that when you went in. And you know I'm not a crier, but when you said that you were in, and that weekend that we had in Canton, man, I was like, ain't nothing topping that.
This tops it, man. Because the difference is you had to do this uncharted. There was nobody to tell you what to do, how to do it. You see, you had the hardest job because Papa was the hardest on you because he knew I was watching you. And because you didn't have a guide, you didn't have Google, you didn't have MapQuest, you had to do it on your own. And you had to do it and be perfect because I was watching. That's why. That's why.
I'm happy, man, because I finally get to follow you in something, man.
Somebody chopping onions around here, Diesel? I mean, did somebody bring some onions in the building over here?
Who's crying?
Is that not awesome? I mean, come on.
He's there in the basement in his gold jacket.
Yes.
And I assume off camera because we can't see who's also there with him.
Right.
I don't know if he has any other representatives from the Pro Football Hall of Fame or if it's just Shannon by himself, but he's there in his gold jacket waiting for his brother to come over and says, welcome. You're in.
And
That's
he says,
huge.
in your house? Like, welcome to your house?
Welcome to the house?
That was such a cool moment, man. Sterling Sharp being inducted. Like I said, there's a lot of really good, funny audio in here that we have, but I don't know what will compare to that because that was just terrific. Diesel, but we go to Jameis Winston, who is eating a W-shaped beignet. Have you seen this yet?
No, I haven't.
So it's a beignet at one of the places, right there on Bourbon Street or downtown. Here is Jameis Winston on Fox News as he was holding a Fox News microphone all week. And by the way, whoever's idea that was, give him a raise because this has been comedy gold. Here's Jameis Winston eating a W-shaped beignet.
You look at this. Oh, my God. Look at the powder that's coming off that thing. Oh, my Lord. Look at the powder. Hey, Jameis. I heard you've been eating a lot of me. Yes, I have, W. Beignet. But I heard that it's only one of you. Well, Jameis, please take your time and eat me so you can savor every moment. W. Beignet, I really don't want any heartburn, so I'm just going to make sure that I eat you as fast as I possibly can and drink some water to get rid of all the sugar that you have. Jameis, I am a New Orleans staple. Everyone wakes up to come and eat me. Obviously, no one really comes to eat you. They come to eat beignets because you're the only W. Beignet that I ever made and got.
And now he's eating the beignet.
Oh, my God. What do you have to say about yourself? I asked for extra crispy, and you're a little soft.
Jameis Winston, man, he's got to go in the TV. This stuff's too good.
Have you ever had a New Orleans made beignet?
I have. I've been to New Orleans once.
Down there, just down there off the French Quarter.
Yeah, what's that place called? Everybody goes
Andrew
to
Jackson, the Andrew Jackson Memorial. Oh man, the French Quarter?
No, the restaurant. Rob Brown will fuss at us for not knowing. It's a staple, and it's really, really good. I've been one time.
Cafe Beignet?
Yeah, that's Cafe Dumont. Dumont, I believe so. I believe that's it. I mean, that's fantastic. Jameis Winston eating a beignet might be the best audio you'll ever hear. I believe. Let's see if there's any more Jameis Winston. That's it.
Have all of our Tolos had beignets before? If you've never had a beignet,
so good.
Think of it as kind of a square-shaped funnel cake, but it's not.
Yeah,
it's not like there's not like holes in it like a funnel cake has, because funnel cake is just dripped into hot oil.
Sure,
it's like a square wafer, about an inch by an inch, and then maybe 3/4 of an inch thick, and they coat it with powdered sugar on top. You can get it with like a fruit dipping sauce, a chocolate dipping sauce. There's a lot of ways that you could do it, but man, these things are amazing. Think of it like those fried donuts that you can get at some Chinese restaurants?
Yeah, those are good.
It's kind of like that.
I love them. I absolutely love him. This is Snoop Dogg last night, Diesel, with Roger Goodell in the audience with a microphone at the NFL Honors. This was televised, so there shouldn't be any F-bombs, but I will thump it out if I need to. Here's Snoop and Roger Goodell.
From Roselle to Tagliabue to you. From the Swan to Saquon, from Mean Joe Green to all these bad men that we amongst right now.
Come on, Snoop. The biggest fan? That's Cap.
Cap?
You know, I'm a fan of your work, too.
For real? What you talking about, with me and Martha?
Yeah, but I'm a day one fan.
RG1. You know doggy style.
For shizzle. With so much drama in the LBC, it was kind of hard being Snoop, D-O-double-G. Somehow, you kept coming up with funky hits every single day. And I found that inspiring.
Now, that's not bad. That's not bad. Ain't nothing but a G thing.
Baby.
So there's Roger Goodell and Snoop Dogg last night, trying to make Roger Goodell a little more liked, Diesel. That's what he needs. He needs to be more liked. And Snoop Dogg and, do you know Jelly Roll? The artist?
Yeah. He's everywhere. He's
everywhere.
He's in rock radio. He's in country. He's in hip hop.
He's like every genre, right?
Yeah,
Here is Snoop and Jelly Roll last night.
Ridiculous, Snoop Dogg.
Jelly Roll?
By the way, Diesel, he's in a full football
it's me.
Suit.
Snoop don't even look like he plays football. I, on the other hand, peak athleticism, music superstar. One could say I'm Travis and Taylor in the same pair of britches.
Please. I'm Travis and Taylor. You're Romo and Jessica at best. But you got a little O-line in you, though. I see the O-line.
O-line? I want to play running back.
Running back? I could see that. You're like a double-decker Jerome Bettis wrapped in a Post Malone wrapper.
I'm going to change the position forever. Forget the tush push. Your team needs the jelly belly. Yeah, that's why I just come in and roll over everybody like a log. Like water off a duck's butt.
I like that. I guess you could play for the Raiders. It's about time they had a player with as many face tattoos as they fans.
Oh! These aren't random face tattoos. This is an undercover playbook. See, what you don't know is what the quarterbacks see is they can throw the wristband away because right now they got the big fat man star eyebrow cross hut 1 2 2 2.
Jelly Roll's fantastic, man. Snoop making jokes. And then, last night was Bill Belichick's girlfriend, Diesel, being introduced. She's like, what, 19 years old?
She's 25.
Okay, sorry, 25. Snoop did take a shot at her, though.
Football fan for a long, long time. I mean, I remember back when the Cowboys was good.
Oh.
I remember back when the Chiefs was bad. And I remember, what was it? Bill Belichick's girlfriend wasn't even born yet.
That's great, man. Hard to beat that one. They showed, as soon as he said that, they cut the camera, over to Belichick. It got a good laugh out of it. Nothing personal. I thought it was pretty good. And then Josh Allen winning MVP. For whatever reason, Diesel, this morning, a lot of controversy over who should be the MVP winner. Here's what he said.
I know I'm going to forget a few, so I apologize in advance. I'd like to thank God, first and foremost, for allowing me to be here today. I'd like to acknowledge the other nominees, Jared, Joe, Saquon, Lamar, all had great seasons and all could be standing here today, and you guys would be deserving of it. So you guys are true stewards of the game. I look up to you guys. I admire you guys. I just look forward to sharing the gridiron in the future with you guys, too. I'd like to thank the Bills organization, Terry and Kim Pagula, Brandon Bean, Sean McDermott. Thank you guys for drafting me 7.5 years ago. Feels just like yesterday. It really does. And I know this is an individual award, and it says most valuable player on it, but I think it's derived from team success, and I love my team. D-Dog, thank you for presenting. I really appreciate it. We got such a great locker room in Buffalo, and it takes everybody from the equipment staff to the training room to the strength staff to Slick Rick in the mail room to the cafeteria upstairs. Like It truly takes everybody to have team success, and I'm so fortunate to be a part of a great organization. I'd like to thank Joel and LaVon, my parents, who in my 20-plus years of playing football, going down to Pop Warner, I bet you they've missed maybe 15 games in their entire life. They are so dedicated to supporting me and my favorite teammates, who are my sister, my brother, and my little sister, Nicola, Jason, and McKenna. Thank you guys for all the support, all the time, money, energy wasted growing up, from going from meet to game to practice every day. I love you guys. I know you take a lot of pride in this as well. And last but not least, my fiance, Haley, who you've been my rock. You are my best friend. I would not be standing on the stage if it weren't for you. So with that being said, be good, do good. God bless, and go Bills.
You know, he better hold that trophy tight, Diesel, because it might be the only trophy he ever holds.
Oh,
you know? I'm just saying. He
bro.
can't win a Super Bowl. He can't beat Patrick Mahomes. So you better take that MVP trophy and hold it tight. Keep it shined up. Put it on the, the dresser right there in your room. Look at it every single day. We do have one of our Tolos on the phone lines before we run to a break and get to our daily wires. Tom in Somerville wants to chime in on the conversation. Tom, it's been a week or two since we've heard from you. We didn't know if you, ran out of minutes on your phone or things got, tough down there in Somerville. But what's up, man?
Hey, guys. Yeah, just been, trying to make a buck. It's been a busy few weeks, but I got to say this. It is a great time to be a sports fan. You know why? We get the Super Bowl this weekend. We get college baseball back in action next weekend. And soon enough, we'll be talking NCAA tournament. And then, of course, right around the corner, we get the Shane Beamer and the Gamecocks back on the football field. And I did get to listen to some yesterday. I forget his name, but, man, he had me ready to stand on the front line and fight for the United States of America after his comments about our current president. So I am as happy as I've been in a long time, because the Gamecocks are good at football. They're going to be good at basketball. We own Clemson. The state is ours. Gamecock fans should be happy. Sterling Sharp is in the Hall of Fame. We got a Hall of Famer. What better time to be a South Carolina Gamecock?
Woo! I feel like you needed the woo on the end of that, right?
I thought you were going to do a little cock-a-doodle-doo at the end of that, Tom.
Yeah, Tom. Where's your best cock-a-doodle-doo?
Cock-a-doodle-doo!
That's great stuff.
Tom, how are you going to be watching the Super Bowl, brother? Are you going to be at your house, somebody else's house? You going out? What are you doing?
Well, I did not win the argument to move dinner up.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So what are you doing? So you're going to a nice restaurant
for his birthday,
for your birthday, and you said that you thought you might be able to get out of there by halftime. What's your plan for after halftime? What if your wife takes you home on your birthday and says, Thomas, it's time. We're doing this right now during the second half?
Well, Diesel, that shouldn't take very long, so I should be able to see the end of the game.
You can still get back for the fourth quarter.
Oh, my God.
Oh, Tom, you're number one, man.
Tom, you're the best.
Hey, if it takes that long and I miss the second half of the game, the Lord can just call me home, because it'll never take that long again.
Thanks, Tom.
I think Tom plans on walking it off with his wife.
Crazy.
Sunday night.
Crazy.
Oh, my God, Tom.
You set him up there pretty good.
I did.
You did set him up good.
That's going on a promo.
Yes,
I can promise you that. And good thing is he lives in Somerville, so his wife won't hear the promo unless he grabs it and plays it for her.
Unless she's listening on the Odyssey app, and
unless she's into that kind of thing.
Right.
And we all have our crosses to bear and our axes to grind. When we come back, Cole, let's see what else is going on out there in the sports world. Our Daily Wires coming up next. We've talked Super Bowl. We've talked college basketball this weekend. Cole, there's so much going on out there in the sports world. It's hard to get to everything. So we have this segment every day called our Daily Wires. This is the buzz happening in the sports world. Tight end Antonio Gates, cornerback Eric Allen, and defensive end Jared Allen and wide receiver Sterling Sharp are the newest members of the Pro Football Hall of Fame and will be inducted August 2nd in Canton, Ohio. It's the smallest class since 2005. Which was also a 4-member class. That's the year Dan Marino, Steve Young, Fritz Pollard, and Benny Friedman were enshrined. Congratulations to South Carolina Gamecock Sterling Sharp for getting in.
Why do we have an empty seat, though? Why are we doing the small, I don't understand empty seats in a Hall of Fame class.
Why wouldn't you want to fill it up?
You've got guys who are deserving, who may never get in. I don't get that at all.
While former Colorado quarterback Shedeur Sanders is expected to be one of the early picks for this year's NFL draft, he says he isn't really worried about being the first pick overall. He says, why would I be mad? These are good problems to have. You could be in a way worse situation. Being number one doesn't really matter to me. It's all about fit. You're going to a bad situation no matter what. No matter where you go, you're not going to a great situation. If I'm a quarterback, I would rather be drafted like 10th. Or 11th, maybe a team that's got what they need and are a quarterback away from being really good.
Yeah.
In the biggest surprise of Thursday night's NFL honor ceremony in New Orleans, Josh Allen overcame the prevailing thought that Lamar Jackson would be the NFL MVP, but that wasn't the case. Josh Allen took home the award. Congratulations to Josh. 91-year-old Hubie Brown is expected to work his final NBA game as a broadcaster on Sunday. It'll be the game between Philadelphia and Milwaukee. He took his first job coaching college basketball in 1968.
Wow.
Didn't know that he'd also be asked to teach at this institution, but for his 1 year at William and Mary, he taught elective basketball courses, 2 elective basketball courses. The guy's a legend, man. He's been in the game for a long time.
That's incredible.
Yeah, his broadcast partner, Mike Breen, said it's the most remarkable thing, and it's not hyperbole. He's probably taught more people about the game of basketball than anybody that's ever lived.
Wow,
he was inducted into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame in 2005 and has called 18 NBA finals between TV and radio.
That is so cool, man. Congratulations to him.
Big-time high school college basketball in the upstate tonight. 2 top 10 teams in the state. Dorman at 18-4 at Burns, who are 23-0. This is going to be a big one, Cole.
I was told earlier that at Burns that this might be the biggest game ever attended in the history of the basketball program tonight. Everybody and their mother is going to this game tonight. These are two of the probably the 2 best teams in the upstate, maybe 2 of the best teams in the state. Dorman Burns tonight. Can Dorman do what nobody's done this season? Diesel and beat Burn 23-0
on the road too.
It's gonna be a
tough one. 15-time major champion Tiger Woods has committed to playing in next week's Genesis Invitational at Torrey Pines outside San Diego. The tournament benefits his foundation, the TGR Foundation. It was moved to Torrey Pines from Riviera Country Club in Pacific Palisades because of the wildfires there a couple of weeks ago. Sad news, Cole. 2-time Super Bowl champion Howard Twilley, a member of the Miami Dolphins' undefeated 1972 team, has died at the age of 81. It was announced that it was not announced what the actual cause of death was. We don't know. After becoming the oldest player in NBA history to top 40 points in a game, the LeBron James stated, "What do I think? That I'm old." Being asked, "What's it like to be the oldest player to ever score 40? What do you think, man?" "Well, I feel old."
He absolutely went off last night. It was incredible. They have not lost the Warriors this season. They're 3-0 against Golden State, and LeBron was the best player on the court last night. It's unbelievable how he does at this age.
He also said, "I need a glass of wine and some sleep." That's the first thing I'm thinking about. And in case you missed it, Cole, we brought this up on the show yesterday. The NCAA has implemented a new policy prohibiting athletes assigned male at birth from participating in women's sports competition, aligning with President Trump's executive order. Under the updated policy, transgender athletes can participate in men's sports, but not women's sports. it just goes to show, Cole, how feckless the NCAA is, waffling back and forth just because political mandate says they have to.
Well, they don't have any leadership. The NCAA does.
Oh, sure.
Never has.
But they were all in on letting transgender athletes in prior to this this new policy.
Good thing, a really good thing. All right, Tolos, it is your last and final chance, because you know what? We only have an hour left of the show. Coming up next, it's your last chance to get your Super Bowl score predictions in. That's what we're going to be asking for. Diesel and I have told you who we think's going to win. We'll give our official score prediction next. Tolos, we need your score prediction as well on the other side. Hour number 4 next. Tolos, we need you. We need your participation. What is a Tolo? If you just tuned in, like Jacob did, stands for turn on, leave on. That's what you are. Diesel's a Tolo. I'm a Tolo. If you listen to the Fan Upstate and Wire to Wire, you're a Tolo.
Well, we have to Tolo. If you and I don't Tolo, then we just took PTO.
Yeah, I like PTO though. I'm not gonna lie to you. PTO is pretty nice. Tolo,
PTO.
I like it. Tolos, we look. This is the last chance for you to sound smart, because that's why everybody makes score predictions, right? They want to sound like they know what they're talking about. So we're gonna fall victim of that in this very segment. We have told you, Diesel and I, he's Diesel, I'm Cole Bryson. We told you who we're picking in the Super Bowl, but we're going to tell you what the score is going to be in this segment. We also want your score prediction. It's very simple. 844-326-3663 is the number to save in your phone. That's 844-FAN-PHONE, FANFONE. Text that number, or you can call that number. It works both ways. Text or call and let us know your score prediction for Sunday's game. And you know what? If you get it right, somebody will come to your house and deliver a box full of gold and chocolates, and you'll be the happiest person in the world. I don't know if that's true or not. But
how about just a box full of chicken wings, drums or flats, your choice?
Gosh.
That's basically gold, right?
Now we're talking. I mean, would you rather have 12 chicken wings or 12 bars of gold? A lot of people would say 12 chicken wings, right?
Jacob found us on YouTube, and he says he's going to be listening to us every day
Let's
after he gets
go.
off work. Right on.
Let's go, Jacob.
New Tolo.
He's got a Carolina Panthers player, I believe, in his profile picture. Might be a Panther fan. So let us know, Tolos out there, as it's 6 o'clock. You are making your way to whatever you're doing tonight. I don't know what your Friday night consists of. Diesel, you going out tonight? Got big plans?
No, I'm going right back to the house.
That's
we're
good.
eating take and bake pizza and drinking beer.
Take and bake. I don't know.
It's like you buy it from the store. The pizza's already made, but it's not been baked. So
I like that.
It's a pre-baked dough, but
It's
you got
frozen?
sauce. No, it's not frozen. It's been refrigerated, but sausage and pepperoni and veggies.
I love pizza.
Good stuff.
Love pizza.
It's also because we're lazy and cheap.
Well,
and
there's
don't
nothing wrong with that. People who hate on frozen pizza, man.
I love frozen pizza.
Frozen pizza is incredible.
I mean, DiGiorno is overrated.
DiGiorno,
it's okay.
I'm not a fan,
but it's not all that everybody always makes it out to be.
My favorite frozen pizza is the small ones in the red wrapper. I grew up eating those.
The ones with the little like perfectly square ham on
yes.
it? Oh, see, of course you have a palate of a 10-year-old.
Yes.
Of course you like those.
What are those? What
I don't even think there is a brand name.
Totino's. It's Totino's.
Oh, I figured it was just have like Chinese symbols on it.
No, the Totino's party pizza.
I love
good, man.
Red Baron pizzas are good. They're really good.
I've never had a Red Baron.
I'll tell you what's actually the best one. My all-time favorite, Screamin' Sicilian. You can't beat a Screamin' Sicilian pizza.
I don't know why people, for whatever reason, act like frozen pizza is a bad thing.
You can't get, as long as it's not a cauliflower pizza.
Yeah, Dan B will have a problem with that.
Dan B has a problem.
I hadn't seen Dan B on the stream today.
Yeah, where you been, Daniel?
DB, what's up, man? Where you at?
I'm gonna text him right now. Say wellness check. Where you at?
Yeah, wellness check. DB, Madcraft, Tolos, where you at, man? All right, one texter has already gotten in, which is fantastic. Let's see. This is from the 346. Joey, I'm sorry, I just saw your name, Joey. Joey says 40-38. Hashtag fly, Eagles fly. My wife made me say that. So is your wife a Philadelphia fan? That'd be maybe y'all split, what do you call it, house divided? Diesel, you and I have both said who we're picking.
Yep. I'm taking the Chiefs.
You're taking the Chiefs. I'm taking the Eagles. I bet against Mahomes like 4 times this year. I'm going to do it again. I don't know if it's smart or not, but I'm going to do it again. I think the Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday score 30 points. I'll say it again. The Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday will score 30 points. 30. That is 3 touchdowns and 3 field goals is how I get to 30.
6 scoring drives?
Yep.
Come on, man.
Yep. I think they're going to score 30 points. I think the Kansas City Chiefs will score I'm kidding. Just kidding. 24 points. I'm going 30-24. Philadelphia over Kansas City, and all the Swifties go home crying their eyes out because Travis and Mahomes, the three-peat didn't happen. 30-24 is my official score prediction. Diesel, tell me I'm wrong here.
You are wrong. I think this is going to be a lower scoring affair. I'd love to see Saquon go off and have another one of those phenomenal games in the Super Bowl. I mean, it would just add to his legend, right? We already know he's great. If he could do it in the biggest scenario, I mean, it would turn him into a mega star almost immediately. I think this one's going to be a slightly lower scoring game than what you think, Cole. I'm going Chiefs 26, Eagles 21. Ooh. I think Saquon's going to get at least a touchdown. I think he's going to have a big game. I think he's going to have a 100-yard day. But I'm going to say Saquon goes over 100, gets a touchdown, and maybe I'm going to call it a come from behind, go ahead score late in the game. I don't know if it's going to be.
I will throw up. I don't want to see that.
You don't bet against Patrick Mahomes under 5 minutes to play in the ball. They'll move it down the field so effortlessly, it makes you say the refs have got to be cheating for them.
Dewey texts into the show and says, Chiefs 36, Eagles 30. Scotty from BMW, 27-30 the Chiefs. I wish it was the Eagles, but you can't bet against Patrick Mahomes. So Scotty's going 30-27. Text that Joey says she's a big Eagles fan, talking about his wife, but he wants to see the three-peat. Let's go to Jacob on the phone lines. 844 fan phone. What's up, Jacob?
Yo, what's up? How's it going?
Hey, buddy. How are you?
Doing great.
Jacob, what are you? What's your Super Bowl plans? What, are you going to a party somewhere? Are you staying at the house? What are you doing?
I'm going down to the bar with my buddies. We're going to watch it.
Now, Jacob, is this the same Jacob that just joined the stream for the very first time?
Heck yeah.
Sweet.
That is awesome. How'd you find us?
YouTube.
Bam.
Right on.
Bam. And then
what bar are you going to, Jay?
Where are you going?
First of all, tell us where you live. That's awesome. Tell us where you live.
Greenville.
You live in Greenville. You're going to a bar. Downtown Greenville, or are you staying out of downtown?
Downtown Greenville, the Goat Sports Bar. Hit it up. It's amazing.
The Goat Sports Bar.
Goat Sports Bar.
All right.
Jacob, I've never heard of it.
It's amazing. It's a new place. I'm friends with the owner. It's awesome, man.
Well, Jacob, if you're friends with the owner, you need to tell the owner to advertise on Wire to Wire. Be a great move for him. Great move.
Yeah,
I'm looking at photos of the Goat Sports Bar right now. This place looks awesome, Cole.
No, it's sick, man.
Where's it at?
Downtown, right next to Ford Field, right up on the west end.
Did it replace the old did it replace that? What was that on the end? Is it on the very end, Jacob?
No, it's not on the very end.
Okay, no. I thought there was one place that closed down not long ago. That's awesome though. What's your pick, Jacob? Who do you like?
Neither. I'm a fan of neither. I hate them both, but I go 24-21 Chiefs.
And who's your team, by the way?
Panthers.
Oh, I like it. I like it, Jacob. Appreciate the phone call, Jacob. Also, glad you jumped in and found us on the YouTube stream, and we appreciate the phone call, man.
Yeah, man, anytime. I'm a new listener.
That's awesome, man. New listener. How about that? That's what we're looking for. I mean, we've had like so many new listeners in the past few weeks. You Tolos are awesome. Listen, turn it on, leave it on, tell a friend. We go back to the phones. Our dear friend, Harold in Greenville. Harold, do you have your official prediction in for us, buddy?
I think I do. And by the way, all this Super Bowl parties.
Yeah.
Listen, you go to a party, you ain't going to be hearing about the game.
That's right.
And the only thing I've done on Super Bowl is maybe have a DiGiorno veggie lover pizza during the game. Other than that, all this other stuff y'all talking about is out the window. Well, listen, I'm on 2. I told you yesterday I think by 8, and I'm sticking with it. I'm trying to decide between 24-16 or 28-20. Has anybody picked those yet?
No, I don't think so.
No, sir. You be the first.
Okay. I'm going to go 24-16. I think that's what I'm going to settle on.
And the winner will be?
Eagles. 24-16.
24-16 Philadelphia.
Right.
Okay.
I'm with Harold. We're going with the Birds.
Harold's good.
We're going with the Birds.
Harold's a smart man. Harold did really well in the Upset Picks Challenge, came from behind. I don't think he started until week 6.
Listen, don't say I'm smart. If I was smart and upset, I wouldn't change 2 of my winners and ended up at 40. I'd been about 7 and probably 2nd or 3rd place. But anyway, I enjoy your show, guys.
Thanks, Harold.
Y'all do
Thanks,
a good
Harold.
job.
You're the man.
He was smart enough to be able to multiply, 20,000 times 10 for us.
He was.
We didn't know the answer.
I'll say this.
20, I was going to say 20 trillion. I didn't know.
I said like 2. He did really well in the Upset Picks Challenge, and he has already said that he's going to win it next year. And I don't doubt him.
So Cole,
he entered late too.
To give you a sense of where this Goat Sports Bar is, and Jacob, the owner. Talk to the owner for us, would you? Or make contact. Just put us in contact.
We need to do a live remote.
So where you're thinking of, Cole, you're not far off. So I'm trying to remember the name of that bar was right there on the corner,
very end.
On just off of the left field line,
across from Max.
Yeah, if you were to come out of the main entrance of Floor Field, you're looking at South Main Street. You take a left. You go only.
You take a left.
You take a left.
Oh.
You go half a block. It's up there on the left.
Cool.
If do you know where the Whale is? The bar, the Whale. It's almost across the street from
How about
the Whale.
that? New sports
but it's.
bar.
I mean, like you could probably throw one of those old Nerf footballs with the tail on the end of it. When you throw it at whistles, you could throw one of those into the stadium, into Floor Field from the Goat Sports Bar.
That?
I've never been there, and I want to go check this place out now.
So here we go. I said 30-24 Eagles win. Diesel says 26-21 Kansas City. How about this audio, Diesel? We played this early in the show, but set this billboard up. So basically, Philadelphia fans did this, right?
Yeah, Philly fans bought a billboard somewhere just outside of downtown Kansas City. And it looks to be very legit. It looks like a nice like electronic billboard sign, and it says on the sign, "Call this number for a pep rally in your pocket."
That just sounds so weird.
I know. So you call this number 816-323-GO-KC, 816-323-GO-KC. And you think that you're going to get, somebody
Let's go Chiefs!
Let's go Chiefs, play-by-play of great calls, Mahomes for the touchdown.
Kansas
And what
City!
you get is... EGLSES,
That's right.
Eagles.
The mayor should have done it. They should have let the mayor do it, right?
Just play the song.
You don't
have to have your mic on.
I hate the Philadelphia Eagles, but that's so great. I mean, the fans, whoever did that. Kane says it sounds like something a radio station. Yeah, I mean, maybe a big business, right? Said, hey, let's screw with them.
Do you think they can they know how many people have called that number?
I bet they have a tracking number on it.
Yeah, that too.
It's got. I mean, you and I've called it 10 times, right? Guy wants to chime in on the phone lines, which you can do at 844-FAN-PHONE.
The bar we couldn't think of was Liberty Tap Room.
Liberty. Yeah,
it's not there
good
anymore.
Wasn't any good. That's why.
It used to
Guy,
be.
what's up, man?
Hey, okay, and I'm only doing this because in 2001 I didn't call it in, and there was a show called Boys in the Box on this radio station. I was working in Anderson, living in Greenville, and I'm driving down, and they're doing the picks. No one picked the score that was in the New England Patriots-Rams game. I had it. Didn't call it in. Winner had trip for 4 to Disney. So I'm only calling in because there is that 1 in a million chance, and I gave mine up. But so I'm never going to not do that again. Eagles 31-27.
Oh, well,
hey, that's not far off from mine.
We don't have any money for prizes, though. I hate to break it to you.
No. But again, imagine going home, because at the time I just had two kids.
Yeah.
Going home and saying, "Hey guys, I want us a trip to Disney."
Man.
Yeah.
So, and what was yours again, Guy? Eagles?
31-27 Eagles. And if I can put it in for that Super Bowl back with New England and the Rams, 30 to 27, a last-second field goal.
My!
I had it and didn't. Yes, I mean, everyone gets that shot. Mine was in 2001. So, but I just will never, ever not do that. I don't care how far off I am. I'm going to do it. So.
You know what?
I don't blame you, man.
But I am glad, Guy, that you learned your lesson. You know, I learned my lesson the hard way to never leave a game before the clock hits all zeros because I left one of the greatest games in my team's history early. The what?
The Heidi Bowl.
Oh, no, not the Heidi Bowl. I left the Miracle on the Mountain game, App State Furman, where Billy Napier threw an interception on the goal line. App State ran it back and won the game off of a 98-yard interception called the Miracle on the Mountain. I had to leave early to get to Charlotte for something, and in that moment, I said I'll never, ever leave a game before all zeros.
Guy, where are you calling from?
Greenville.
Guy from Greenville.
Again, you know, yep, and that was never again. Never. I could be 100% off, but I will never, ever, because I was driving to Anderson, and you just don't pull off on 85. But gave that one up. Nobody believes me with it, but there was no one got. What killed me is no one got the score.
Man,
I believe you, Guy.
I think you can do it again. You won't win a trip this time, but best of luck to you, Guy. Appreciate the phone call.
Okay, appreciate it. You have a great night.
That's awesome.
Thanks,
Guy in Greenville. That is that's awesome, but bad. I mean, that he had the score right and could have won that trip. I mean, he's been listening to this station a long time. A long, long time. I don't even remember the show, the name of the show he was talking about, but that's awesome. So Guy is also going Eagles. You know what? I said earlier on the show, Diesel, I felt like I was one of the few going Eagles. There have been a few, though. You went Chiefs. Rob Brown and Lonzo went Chiefs this morning as well on the text line. Dewey went Chiefs. Scotty from BMW goes Chiefs. Joey, his wife made him. You know, his wife made him put Eagles fly there. Brandon Burnett says Eagles win 34-24. How about that?
Wow.
Not too far off from my pick either there, Brandon Burnett. Appreciate you listening to the show. Tolos, last few minutes, 844-326-3663. Last thing I'll say, Diesel. The last thing I'll ask and then answer, rather. Sunday, Super Bowl kicks off at 6:30.
Mm-hmm.
If I told you, we hadn't talked about this yet this week. If I told you that Sunday's game was going to be a blowout, okay, you know now it's Friday, it's 6/18/35. Diesel, guess what? Sunday's game's going to be a blowout. Who wins?
Casey.
What?
Yeah, just they found something. Mahomes is just on one again.
Come on, Diesel.
Am I wrong?
I'll tell you this. I'd kind of like to see an Eagles blowout because I'm just so sick of Patrick Mahomes. I said yesterday, and Rob Brown and Lonzo talked about it this morning on the Rob Brown show, that if Philadelphia wants to win, they've got to get a lead early and maintain that lead and can't play from behind. I would be surprised. I'd be surprised, Diesel, if Kansas City blew Philadelphia out. I'll say I don't think there will be a blowout either way, but if there was one, I'd say Philadelphia, too much for them. Saquon, too much for that defense. They win by, and again, we've talked about this a couple of weeks ago, a blowout in the NFL is what, 21 points? Is that right? 21 points in the NFL? I don't know. I could see Philadelphia doing it before I could see Kansas City doing it. But you know what? It should be a good game. I can't wait. Sunday, 6:30, Super Bowl 59. I'm going 30-24. The Philadelphia Eagles will get the win.
When we come back, Cole, we had a fascinating conversation earlier in the show. We talked to Rod Baxley, who covers Duke, North Carolina, and NC State for the Fayetteville Observer. For those of you who missed that, we're going to bring that chat to you next on the Fan Upstates.